Yo, yo! A somewhat impromptu Monday night football stream. We have the battle for the Buckeye State, the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Cleveland Browns, folks. It's an AFC North battle. Ooh, that's nice. Joe Burrow and the Bengals up against Nick Chubb and the Cleveland Browns. Coming up, kickoff in about 15 minutes. Let's go. Yo, yo, Damian Lee, welcome. I figured that I didn't have much going on this Halloween, so I was like, you know what? I am going to stream this game, and we'll see who shows up and who comes on in, and figured I'd have some company while watching the Monday Night Football game. How are you today, good sir? Joe Burrow and the Bengals, 4-3 on the season. Big division game for the Bengals up against the 2-5 Cleveland Browns. Of course, led by Jacoby Brissett. Deshaun Watson won't be back for at least another month or so from his crazy, well, let's not get into that. You see all the fans who've dressed up for Halloween at the game. Always love to see that. Always a good time. And we'll be kicking off here in about 15 minutes. Monday Night Football, the battle of the Buckeye State. But yes, happy Halloween, anyone who stops by, who drops in. It's going to be a fun time. They're showing the downtown area of Cleveland, Ohio, home of the Cleveland Cavaliers and, of course, the Cleveland Browns. Damien, you're wondering if we pull off a last-minute trade. That's a good question because I think the trade deadline is tomorrow. I'm not sure what time, but I believe it's going to be tomorrow is the trade deadline. So the one trade that I was kind of thinking that the Niners might put out there potentially could be something along the lines of maybe Jeff Wilson Jr. for a starting cornerback. Depending on how confident they feel in a guy like Jason Verrett, maybe there's a starting cornerback out there for a team who needs a running back, for example, or a team that's like rebuilding as well. So potentially a team maybe like the Carolina Panthers. You know, they have a couple of cornerbacks, C.J. Henderson, Dante Jackson, 4 p.m. So that's probably that's East Coast, right? You're on the East Coast. Yeah, if it's 4 p.m. East Coast, obviously 1 p.m. over here. Yeah, I think there could be something done. I really think right now, of course, John Lynch and the front office are very much looking into Jeff Wilson for Sidney Jones from Seattle. I could see that potentially. I mean, right now, Kenneth Walker is running very well for the Seattle Seahawks, so I don't know if Seattle would want to do that unless Seattle is willing to. I mean, I don't know what their cornerback depth is like. I know Sidney Jones went to school in Washington, Midwest. Okay, but yeah, so maybe could be that could very well be an option right there. Right now we got Joe Burrow warming up. No Jamar Chase. He's out for the next month to 6 weeks. So it's going to be T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd getting the majority of the looks today in the passing game. But there's potential trades out there. I'm trying to think what else. I mean, potentially maybe like a defensive tackle. Although, and again, I think a lot of this is going to depend on the confidence that the 49ers have in terms of players coming back healthy. The only reason why they would maybe see, yeah, well, there's a couple of things with William Jackson, who plays with the Commanders. Number one, I think a big reason why he's really not playing much at all in Washington is because he wants to play a lot of man-to-man. We end up doing a lot of zone. So I don't think he in Washington, they play a lot of zone too. So I don't know if he'd, number one, really want to come here. But number two, he's owed a lot of money. And unless Washington was willing to eat like the vast majority of the contract, I don't think that he would want to come here. Daron Payne is really, really good. But here's the thing, and Washington they're what, 4-4, I think now? Let me see. I'm going to pull up the standings. So the Commanders are 4-4. So they are actually right there in terms of a wild card seed. So I think that that's a possibility that I don't know if they're necessarily going to be sellers. I mean, they've won a couple of games in a row. They just beat Green Bay, and then yesterday they beat Indianapolis. So, are they sellers? I don't know. And maybe they get Chase Young back soon. What's going on with Chase Young, by the way? I haven't seen Chase Young out there in a while. But I think it's last year he got hurt. It was a torn ACL or something like that. But, I'm looking at teams who are clearly sellers. And I think that, the Panthers will be one. The Detroit Lions will be one. But their defense is so awful. I don't know if I'd want anyone on their defense. Now, sometimes, change of scenery, playing with better players could be a thing. But it's pretty interesting to see. And now there's a lot of different... Yo, what's up, SF Niners? Good to see you, buddy. But yeah, I'm gonna stream this game and see how this game goes, and hopefully it's a fun, exciting Battle of Ohio. And then you guys know what to do. Drop a little like on the stream. Get some more people in here too. But there's a lot of possibilities, I think, for the 49ers when it comes to trades, but it's going to depend on, I think, how comfortable they feel with Jason Verrett. It's going to come down to Eric Armstead as well, possibly Javon Kinlaw. For me, Armstead has always been very healthy throughout his entire career, so I think if they feel like he's good to come back, let's say after the bye week, I think they could have relative confidence in him being able to play. Whereas with Kinlaw, that's a lot more tricky. But with Javon Kinlaw, it's one of those things where, I just think that I don't know if he'll ever be able to get past his knee issues. So that's going to be a major thing right there. Wow. But yeah, now just under 10 minutes away to kickoff. In the 49ers, or not the 49ers, the Bengals and the Browns. Eddie DeBartolo. Yeah, Eddie DeBartolo he was an amazing owner. He really did whatever he could do to get the 49ers to win. All he really cared about was winning. He was one of the first guys to really ensure that the team, in terms of their flights, were as comfortable as possible, their hotels and all this stuff. He went above and beyond to make sure that the 49ers were in as good a position as possible to win. And I think back then especially, the 49ers had such a good, when you look at the 49ers, the glory days, we're talking when they were winning all these Super Bowls. But just think of the culture to have in San Francisco, where you have Joe Montana and your backup quarterback is Steve Young. And he was there for years as basically the backup and happy to do it. So see if Saul would give up a 7th rounder. Oof. It's it's a tricky one because, I agree that, I just don't know. Number one, I don't know if anyone would take Kinlaw. I think almost at this point, we just maybe cross our fingers and hope he can stay healthy. And But this is now his third season. So we technically have him under contract because we also have him for next year. And then if we wanted to the year after that, then we could do the 5th-year option. So I wonder if the Niners will just kind of wait it out. Now, I did hear in recent interviews that John Lynch did say that Kinlaw is someone that they feel like they can count on down the stretch. That's pretty interesting. I don't know about that. Yo, what's up, CG? CG, how did your interview with Dexter Carter go? I was a little busy earlier, so I wasn't able to tune in, but hopefully that went well. Dexter Carter, I think he went to Florida State maybe. Don't forget to throw a like on the stream. Bump it up in the old algorithm. Oh, now I remember what I wanted to do. There we go. It was fun. Great guy. Yeah, I remember Dexter Carter. I was very young, so I don't really remember a ton of him, but I remember him being on the team in the 90s. He was the kick return guy and a running back, if I'm not mistaken. Great name, Dexter Carter. What a great name. That name of just like an athlete kind of name, you know. Randy Cross, no kidding. Randy Cross, he was the center for how many Super Bowls? I think it was was it 3 or 4? It would feel like it was 3 or 4 that Randy Cross was, or was it just, it wasn't just 2, was it? Maybe it was just 2 or 3. Randy Cross was there for the drive, and that was in 88. So Randy Cross was there for 3, I believe. The famous drive where at the start of the drive, the Niners have to go, 85, 90 yards, and Joe Montana is like, hey, is that John Candy in the stands? Joe Cool. Now, any quarterback these days whose name is Joe Flacco, Joe Burrow, Joe whoever, Joe Schmo, they're always like, oh, Joe Cool. And it's like, no. There's only one Joe Cool, and that's Joe Montana. My favorite quarterback of all time. I really like Steve Young, too. I thought Steve Young was fantastic, but I was always a bit more of a Joe Montana guy, even though, look, I'm 35, so I don't remember much of it. My earliest memories are watching Joe Montana. Center from 76 to 88. Yeah, Randy Cross. I remember, so that was his last professional game was against the Bengals in the Super Bowl. Bill Walsh's last game coaching the 49ers at the 88 Super Bowl with the drive when Joe Montana hit John Taylor towards near the back of the end zone. Which was, that's just... I was alive for that, but I was like 1.5 maybe. I wish I could have remembered, But those are great things to watch, and it's funny to watch. In some ways, like football changes a lot, but in other ways, football very much remained. It's the same kind of game too, where you see a lot of the plays that are run back then, and it's like, yeah, everyone still runs the same thing. Yo, Christian, how we doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. Doing work? Kind of. Stu, good morning. How are we doing? Yeah, well, I'm just, because Halloween is, and a happy Halloween to everyone, too. But everyone out there. But for me, I don't have anything going on tonight, and I was like, yo, Smoke 82, how we doing? Welcome. I really didn't have a whole lot going on this Halloween. It's on a Monday, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to stream. So why not? Yeah, Montana he's probably maybe my favorite player, 49er player of all time, even though I'm not old enough for to remember him playing really as a 49er. Like, I just have, like, just very vague memories being a little kid, but not really all that much. I remember a lot more of like Steve Young and then Jeff Garcia, but Montana was just the coolest. And they're actually showing the clips now on ESPN just leading up to Monday Night Football of the Niners beating the Bengals in the Super Bowl. Go Bengals, says Smoke. You know what? I'm going to go for Cleveland. I'm going to root for Cleveland tonight, I think. Just for a bit of chaos, a bit of mix it up, But I am going to put out a video tomorrow of my power rankings. And there's going to be some changes. There's going to be some changes to my power rankings. 7 years old, my dad said, hey, watch this game, the team. There we go, man. And that's a great one to watch, too. I mean, your first game that you watch is a Super Bowl victory, it's one that goes down in NFL history, NFL lore, where Montana drives the 49ers all the way down the field. You get the touchdown to John Taylor, and Jerry Rice had a massive game. You can see this Cleveland Browns. Okay, this is going to be an instant meme. Instant meme. It's like an unhappy clown in a Cleveland Brown outfit. That's instant meme right there. I love it. But I think tonight I'm going to root for the Browns. The dog pound. I think, I like Jacoby Brissett. I think he's a good guy. Nick Chubb is a great player. Myles Garrett, very good player. I'm going to root for the Browns. And look, the Bengals. So the Browns are going to be kicking off to the Cincinnati Bengals. We're just about underway here in the battle for the Buckeye State on Halloween. And I think they probably purposely chose this game for Halloween, considering the colors of these teams, like the black and orange. All right. I remember watching Joe Montana. Yeah, Joe Montana. That was Super Bowl 29? Was it? Yeah, that was Super Bowl 29. And Montana, he had a nice run for a touchdown too. So that was in 84, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think that was 84, like in February of 85. I don't think that Marino ever went back to another Super Bowl. Yeah, I don't believe that Dan Marino ever went back to another Super Bowl. Even though, to me, okay, could you imagine Dan Marino with the rules? Imagine Joe Montana with those old quarterbacks with the rules these days. So Bengals have the ball at their own 14-yard line. Not a good kick return. Joe Burrow in shotgun, looking to throw, dumps it off to Joe Mixon. Gets a good gain on first down. 8 yards on first down. Yeah, the 84 season. Yeah, when we beat the Dolphins in the Super Bowl. And the game, was that the game that was at... What stadium was that in? Stanford Stadium, I think? Or what stadium was that in? So there's a flag on the play. So straight away, the officials are involved in the game. And it's actually an ineligible man downfield. So that's actually going to bring it back. Oh, no, never mind. 12 men on the field for the Browns. So they gave up 8 yards. And they had an extra guy on the field too. So... how on earth does that happen? First play of the game. First play. And you have 12 guys out there. Jeepers Christ. Dan Fouts would be a king in today's football. And Dan Fouts, of course, with that Don Coryell like air raid offense. But think about Dan Marino too. Dan Marino's numbers are ridiculous. And considering you could totally destroy the quarterback, you could interfere with receivers a lot more than you can now. And it's crazy to think, yeah. Brownie the Elf. Yeah, so I am not a huge fan of Brownie the Elf. I think it's cool that it's like an homage to their initial logo. But I think the dog pound, like they have that logo that's like the dog. That should be the midfield logo. That's like way better than the elf. Joe Burrow's going to hand off to Mixon. Mixon gets right through and gets a first down. So I'm wondering if he's playing, but there was a guy. Yeah, he is. So I'm looking out for the Browns. Number 23, Martin Emerson Jr. So he went to Mississippi State. He was someone in the draft that I was really liking. I was really liking Martin Emerson. I was hoping the Niners would pick him. Instead, we got our running back who doesn't play. But Martin Emerson's a guy I'm keeping an eye out for tonight. So we have Joe Burrow and shotgun. 1st and 10 for the Bengals at their own 25. Joe Burrow looking to throw, dumps it off to Joe Mixon, and he's going to get about 5 yards on 1st down. Guess who? Martin Emerson on the tackle. That's my guy right there, Martin Emerson. But and I see this with the Bengals because I've seen a couple of Bengals games this year. They just do so many checkdowns. I mean, Joe Burrow can air it out too, but so many checkdowns. And look, I think the Niners are going to be doing a lot more of that too with Christian McCaffrey. Barely remember the last Super Bowl win because I was, so I was only a couple years older than you, CG, because I'm 35. And so Joe Burrow looking to throw, wow, throws it way over the head of Tyler Boyd. Took a hit on that one too, it looks like, from Myles Garrett. Yeah, I was only 7 years old in that when the Niners beat the San Diego Chargers. Ooh, Burrow took it. It was an awkward hit. So this is going to be 3rd and 5 now at their own 30-yard line. Can the Browns get a stop here? My boy Martin Emerson's going to be matched up with T. Higgins. Joe Burrow, shotgun, empty backfield. 2 receivers up top, 2 down low, tight end low as well. Joe Burrow throws it, looking for Higgins, and that's a great catch. They're saying that it was a catch. That wasn't T. Higgins. That was number 25. That was Chris Evans, actually. Chris Evans. I saw the 5, and I thought it was Higgins. Good coverage there by my boy Martin Emerson. You're my boy. But Joe Burrow picks up a big 3rd down to start the game, and they are now into Browns territory, so that was a nice throw. Graduated when the Niners beat San Diego. That was a good one. So Joe Burrow throwing it deep, looking for T. Higgins. No flag on the play. T. Higgins is, oh, come on, get over it. I'm not a fan of the whole let's whine to the officials. Greedy Williams on the coverage. I mean, there's not anything in that. What are you doing, T. Higgins? Focus more on trying to make the catch as opposed to calling for flags. Christian was born a year Niners won. Yeah, that was it was February of '82, but like the '81-'82 season, right, when they beat the Bengals actually as well. After the catch in the NFC Championship game. Joe Burrow checks it down to his tight end, number 84. Pickup of about 4. So it's going to be about 3rd and 6 now. They're going to call it 3rd and 7. 3rd and 7. Born 1990, so I lost to Super Bowl. Yeah. I was born in 87, CG. So I actually wasn't even living in the U.S. in 94 in the Super Bowl for the Super Bowl, so I don't really remember that. But yeah, so I don't really remember much of it either. I just remember us having a lot of like the very tail end of Steve Young, much more Jeff Garcia, and then the dark days until Jim Harbaugh came along. Joe Burrow, quick throw, caught by Tyler Boyd, 1st down. Found the soft zone in the coverage right there. Good play by Cincinnati. Efficient football right there. Grant Delpit on the coverage, but it was more of a zone look, and you just can't. You have to be aware of the sticks. Like when it comes to this zone coverage, like I understand you don't want to give up the big play, but it's 3rd down here. Let's get a freaking stop. No, CG, I was born in San Francisco. I actually and I was here until I was about 7, but I actually grew up in Ireland, and then I moved back here many years ago. Fakes the handoff. Ooh! Intercepted, Browns! I think he was down, number 38. So, oh my God. Number 38, Green taking it all the way, but I think he should be ruled down. Joe Burrow was looking for T. Higgins. It looked like it was a high throw. Ball gets deflected up. Green with the interception. I think he should be ruled down. Come on, Brownies. Let's go, Brownies. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, Joe Burrow fakes the handoff to me. It was Myles Garrett who got his hand on it. And I think, he should have been touched down maybe. I don't know. Myles Garrett with a big play. He was touched down. His knee. So he'll be down. Yeah, they're going to bring it back because the Browns player was touched down on the field, but a great heads-up play right there. Dress up like Drew Carey. I mean, I could definitely do the Drew Carey. I just need like a suit jacket, and I'm like, I already have like the glasses. Drew Carey kind of has this like haircut too, and I'm not the skinniest fellow, but I feel like I'd need to put on another 20, 30 pounds, and then I could do a good Drew Carey. But Joe Burrow with the early interception. The RPO just fakes the handoff to Joe Mixon, goes to throw it to T. Higgins on a quick slant. Myles Garrett gets his hands up, deflects the ball up. Green right there for the interception. Big time play right there for the... I can't believe Roquan Smith got traded to the Ravens, says Crazy Juice. Welcome to the stream, everybody. And guys, don't forget, like the stream and do consider subscribing to the channel. I know that everyone in here already has. Bryant, I didn't even see your comment. Yeah, those were very dark days. Basically, the first season with Dennis Erickson was a letdown because we went 7-9. This was the 2003 season. I remember that season because we opened up against Chicago, and we destroyed Chicago. Week 1, Jeff Garcia and T.O., and we destroyed Chicago. It was like 49-3 or 49-7 or something like that. And but the rest of the season we went 6-9, and then the year after was the Tim Rattay awful season. Tim Rattay 2-14. Our only 2 wins were against the Cardinals, and but you know what? There was one of the good things about that era. You know who I really liked, and we ended up trading him a few years later. I really liked Brandon Lloyd. He was like one of my favorite. Probably my favorite player for a couple of years in a row. Brandon Lloyd was my favorite. I thought he was great. Yeah, Tim Rattay. Anyone question the CMC trade still? Sheeta, how are we doing? No, look. I think that it's I think the trade is going to be really. He has to stay healthy. That's the thing with Christian McCaffrey. He is a perfect fit for this offense. If he stays healthy, then we're really happy. Oh, Brian, don't get me started on that. Trent Dilfer, Cody Pickett, Ken Dorsey, who everyone wants as their maybe head coach now. He was a 49er. So Jacoby Brissett hands it off to Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb is churning out yards, gets about 5 yards, maybe 6 on first down. Kevin Barlow, I liked Kevin Barlow, number 32. I liked Maurice Hicks. Calvin Jackson, how we doing, buddy? Hope everything is beautiful over there in Jamaica. I like Kevin Barlow. Fred Beasley, a lot of those players. I know CG, if you're still in here, I know he interviewed a couple of the guys. There was Julian Peterson, Mike Rumpf. So it's 2nd and 4 for the Browns. Jacoby Brissett in shotgun. Nick Chubb to his right. Kareem Hunt to his left. Great backfield. Snap is away. Looking to throw. Still looking. Running out of time. Throws it out. This is going to be a first down to number 12 right there. I'm trying to think of who number 12 is, and that's going to be Woods. Woods the second. Ken Dorsey, remember the days now? Yeah, I remember. He had that, there was a game that Ken Dorsey had against Seattle at home. We lost the game, but he had a throw to Brandon Lloyd, and Brandon Lloyd just like reached out for it and snagged it. And he also had a touchdown pass to Brandon Lloyd in that game too. I remember that. I think that was the 2005 season. Jacoby Brissett, 1st and 10, fakes the handoff, looking to throw. Nice catch right there. Donovan Peoples-Jones inside Bengal territory, leaps over a man down inside about the 35-yard line of Cincinnati. Keith Lewis. I like Keith Lewis. Derek Smith, I always thought he was ridiculously overrated. Jamie Winborn, he was okay. There was Jeff Ulbrich too. You know who had a guy who had one really good year was linebacker Brandon Moore. Brandon Moore had one good year. I think he was number 56. He had one good year, and then he just tailed off. Brissett hands it off to Chubb, and Chubb's only going to get a yard. Met there by Sam Hubbard. Nick Chubb, the Georgia boy, I believe. Bryant Young, yeah, I mean, he was the man. You had Andre Carter. Trying to think who I liked and I thought was going to be really good, but he never really panned out was Manny Lawson. I really like that draft in 2006 was Vernon Davis and Manny Lawson. I really liked that one. But honestly, you know what draft class was really good was 2007 as well. Oh, Brandon Moore was an Oklahoma Sooner. Jacoby Brissett hands it off to Nick Chubb, and he's going to lose a yard, maybe 2 yards on the play. There's also a flag, so you got to think it's in the area of holding. Now, if you're Cincinnati, do you take 3rd and 12 or 2nd and 20? On Jedrick Wills, the Alabama boy, I believe. On Jedrick Wills. The Browns have a pretty good offensive line. Jack Conklin. Jimmy G looked good running that offense. I can't imagine when Debo, run out with exotic plays. It would be a nightmare for defense. Oh, yeah, Keith Lewis. Yeah, he was number 28 back in the day. And he would wear no gloves, no pads or nothing. He would just lay guys out. I remember there was the game, I think it was 2006, where San Francisco played at Seattle. And Keith Lewis had a nice interception in that one. I think that was the game where Jacoby Brissett essentially gets sacked, maybe picks up half a yard. But that game at Seattle, that was the game where Alex Smith had a great touchdown run. He faked the handoff to Gore, and Alex Smith ran around for a touchdown. Then there was also the one where Alex Smith, in the backfield, in trouble, kind of moves right out and then throws it to Frank Gore for a touchdown. That was a good game. Norv Turner was a good offensive coordinator, and then he went to San Diego to be a head coach after that. Trey Hendrickson, man, that's a guy who's a fantastic player. So it's 3rd and 19 now. Browns looking to maybe get into field goal range. They need about maybe 8 to 10 yards. Jacoby Brissett in shotgun, under pressure. Dumps it off to Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt's going to get down to about the 36-yard line. So depending on their confidence in their kicker, York, I believe, who is their rookie kicker. Yes, Keith Lewis. I think I did see your interview. I saw your one with Julian Peterson. I think I saw some of it with Mike Rumpf. I don't know if I saw the Keith Lewis one. Someone who I'd love to interview is Manny Lawson, because that guy was a character. I really liked Manny Lawson. He was the teammate of Mario Williams, who went number 1 in the 2006 draft, both at North Carolina State. So the Browns lining up for a field goal. 53-yard attempt. Kick is up. That's no good. It must have got blocked. Blocked. Number 92 of the Bengals, B.J. Hill with the big block. Oh, I never even moved the ball, so we'll give it to the Browns and then back to the Bengals. So it was blocked. So now the Bengals are going to have excellent field position. Excellent field position right there. Yeah, Sheeta, I think you're right. This offense is going to be clicking. At least it should be after the bye week, because you think about it. With the offense. I mean, getting Elijah Mitchell back, Deebo Samuel, Kyle Juszczyk, and then Christian McCaffrey much more implemented into the system. And then Kyle Shannon's going to get very creative with how he lines up players. But I think getting of course, getting Deebo back, huge. Getting Juszczyk back, huge. Elijah Mitchell, he's someone, man. I think maybe some people kind of forget how good he was last year. And Elijah Mitchell's really good. And then you could even have Mitchell and McCaffrey out there in the backfield. McCaffrey splits out wide. You know, defenses don't know what to prepare for. Paris Harrelson, yeah, 5th-round pick out of Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Paris Harrelson, I think he was drafted in the 2005. I think he was drafted in 2005 or 2006. Yes, he was a solid player. I think one year he had maybe 7 sacks. And then, of course, as you said, rest in peace, a very untimely death. That is of Paris Harrelson. But someone who I really liked, you know who I thought, and CG, you'll remember this. Someone who I thought was going to be really good as a safety out of Oklahoma by the name of Reggie Smith that we drafted. I think it was in the 3rd round. He ended up doing a whole lot of nothing. But I thought he was going to be pretty good. But, you know, shows what, you know, you never know. But then we got Deshaun Goldson, and Goldson was a beast. He was one of those guys where in today's NFL, and it's not that he didn't play that long ago, but in today's NFL, he would be getting flagged left, right, and center. Cedric Wilson Sr. Oh, yeah, I remember number 84, if I'm not mistaken, for the Niners. You know what kind of guy I like, too? I liked Andy Lee, yeah, longtime great 49er. I like Ty Streets. There was Ty Streets, number 89. That was during, like, the Mariucci, you know, Jeff Garcia. You had Owens, Ty Streets, Cedric Wilson. You had, maybe for a little while you had, what's his name? J.J. Stokes as well. Wade Ritchie. Who was the other guy? He was a good, decent kicker. Back in the Ray Wershing, back in the Super Bowl days, Ray Wershing. So Joe Burrow, 1st and 10 at their own 43, dumps it off. Going to be to Mixon. And it's going to be a pickup of about 2. So it's going to be 2nd down and 8 for the Cincinnati Bengals at their own 45-yard line. Ty Street, Eric Johnson. He had that 2004. Eric Johnson was good, number 82. And then I thought that Eric Johnson and Vernon Davis would be a really good pairing, but Johnson was kind of done. Yeah. So 2nd and 8 at the 45 of their own 45-yard line. Joe Burrow in shotgun, back to his right. 2 receivers down low. Snap is away. Looking to throw. He's got time. Dumps it off to Mixon. Mixon's going to be met and loses 2 yards. Great tackle there by number 44. Taki. The hacksaw, Ray Wershing, yeah. The tight end before Vernon Davis, yeah. Eric Johnson. I love this. I mean, look, I like doing the play-by-play, but I also love reminiscing about old 49er stuff too. Yeah, there was a lot of players. Arnaz Battle. I liked Arnaz Battle a lot. Number 83, and Eric Johnson. Yeah. He did, didn't he? Joe Burrow, 3rd and 10 in shotgun, throwing it. And it's going to be caught by Tyler Boyd. And he just gets enough for a 1st down. Man, the Browns have to have like a little bit more discipline playing the sticks here when it comes to their coverage. Because it's a zone coverage. Greg Newsome, solid cornerback right there. And you got to be more aware of what's going on. Joe Nedney, Phil Dawson. Oh, you know who was an awful kicker was, what's his name? What was his name? Dave Akers. Yeah, he had the 62-yarder in Green Bay. That was awesome. Who was the kicker who was really bad? God. He had like a Latin last name. I can't remember. It's not Garcia. It was because that was Jeff Garcia. But who was the kicker who was really bad? Jose Cortez. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, Jose Cortez. God, he was awful. He was really bad. Yeah, he was terrible. And then it was after that. You know what's funny is the Niners. Burrow dumps it off to number 34, and Browns playing solid defense. Martin Emerson, my boy, Martin Emerson, Mississippi State. Good tackle there, Martin Emerson. Let's go, Browns. what was I going to... Oh, it's funny because after that, so after we had Jose Cortez, it seemed Jason Hill, he's from San Francisco. Actually, an old coworker of mine, she was in the same class as, like, she went to school with Jason Hill. I think he was Washington State. That draft, I thought, and it was a good draft, and that was something. So that was the 2007 draft. Joe Burrow, 3rd and 10. Can the Browns? And then Myles Garrett gets down Burrow. Myles Garrett, let's go. Let's go, Myles. Woo-wee. The Bengals are going to have to punt it off to the Brownies. Man, Myles Garrett he got right around Connor Williams with ease. That spin move reminded me a bit of a... And he also had help with the running back, Dwight Freeney. You want the Bengals to win? I want the Browns to win. I don't know why. I just want the Browns to win. I just feel bad for Browns fans, really. That 2007 49ers draft. Patrick Willis and Joe Staley, both guys who were Hall of Famers. I don't know how Patrick Willis isn't in the Hall of Fame. I know his career wasn't the longest by any means, but man, he should be a Hall of Famer. Patrick Willis and Joe Staley. Then I don't think we had a second round pick that year. I think we actually traded that to Indianapolis. But then in the 3rd round, we took Jason Hill, who I thought was going to be really good. At the end of the 3rd round, I think it was a compensatory pick. We took Ray McDonald, who was a good player. Now, Ray McDonald did some stuff off the field that's awful from what I remember. But on the field, Ray McDonald, that he was a good player. And in that draft, I think we also got, I'm trying to think because I mix up, platform, Lawrence, how we doing, buddy? Are you doing Monday Night Raw later tonight? Because I might stop by your stream if you're doing Monday Night Raw. But we're just here reminiscing, doing a bit of the play-by-play at the Bengals and the Browns game. But we're also, we have all the 49er fans in here, so we're also reminiscing about the 49ers years gone by. So it's a real good time. And happy Halloween to everyone as well who is in here. Hopefully everyone's having a very lovely Halloween. Oh, you're on your other channel right now, CG. Because I thought CG I'd made you a mod, and I was like, why is your name not? Okay, let's see. Thought getting Antonio Brown was a good pickup. Couldn't stay out of trouble. Yeah. Daryl Jackson, see, the problem with Daryl Jackson, and he was from Seattle, a rare inside the division trade, but the problem with Daryl Jackson is he would try and catch the ball with his face mask as opposed to his hands. So that was an issue. As for Antonio Bryant, I thought he was going to be really good, and then, we brought him in 2006, Alex Smith, and that first game in 2006 against at Arizona, Vernon Davis's first NFL game, he gets a touchdown. Nice touchdown call too. And then also in that game, I think Antonio Bryant had like 150, 200 yards in that game receiving. But I thought he was going to be really good, Antonio Bryant. And then, he got into some off the field stuff and we just had to get rid of him. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, it's the other channel, I guess, is what the a lot of good. The Niners had some good players over the years. We could just never put it together, And it was also the coaching too, because like Mike Nolan was. I had confidence in Mike Nolan. And here's the thing. And after the 2006 season, right? We went 7-9. Unfortunately, Norv Turner then got a head coaching job with San Diego. Now, we brought in, and if anyone remembers, we brought in a guy called, he was already here, Jim Hostler, I think it was the new great pickup on first down as well by the Cleveland Browns. Jim Hostler then was the offensive coordinator who was with the 49ers in 2006. He was one of the worst offensive coordinators I've ever seen in my life. But into the offseason, so we went 7-9 in 2006. In the offseason, we drafted Patrick Willis, Oh, a little trickery end around right here. Amari Cooper looking to throw it. Intercepted. Throws an awful interception to number 24, Mike Hilton. Unbelievable. Or to Bell. Sorry, Devon Bell. I don't know what Amari Cooper was doing there. Unbelievably bad play. And the Bengals get the ball back. Phew. I believe Mike Martz was 2008. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe 2007 was the coordinator was a man by the name of Jim Hostler. I think it was Hostler. And then I think 2008 was Mike Martz. I'm kind of curious now. I kind of want to look it up. And then 2009 was that Jimmy Ray, I think? Ugh. Niner Gang Wolfcast, how are we doing, buddy? But yeah, so, well, anyways, I had a lot of high hopes for the 2007 season because after 2006 we went 7-9. Then we bring in Patrick Willis, Joe Staley, Jason Hill, Ray McDonald. But not only in free agency. Remember, that was the free agency then when we brought in Nate Clements. We gave him that huge contract. Was it 8 years, $80 million. And we also signed safety Michael Lewis. John, how we doing, buddy? Bang, bang, Niner Gang. Don't forget, guys, throw a like on the stream. You guys know what to do. It really helps out. We are at only 4 likes. Oh, wait, no. That might not be right. We're at 12 likes, so let's keep it going. Let's see if we can get to Deebo Samuel likes. Oh, that's awesome, Wolfcast. Yeah, hopefully. What did you dress up as? Some of these names you're bringing up are going to give me nightmares. Yeah, Christian, it was some dark times back then. But that's really when I started. The funny thing is, that's when I really started getting back into football. Because I was living in Ireland at the time. I didn't move back to the U.S. until 2009. But I was really getting back into football around 2004, 2005. I would still follow the 49ers up until through the season, but actually consistently watching them. And it was not. I started watching them again in a really bad time. And that's the tricky thing. So with this play here, it was an end around where Jacoby Brissett hands it off to Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb hands it off to Amari Cooper. Is that when you do that, wide receivers don't really know that they can just throw the ball away. They kind of feel like they have to. They have to make a play. Hand the ball off to Joe Mixon, who gets up to about midfield. So that's going to be 2nd and 8 for the Cincinnati Bengals. There's just over a minute left in the first quarter. So this really is a real division battle right here. I'm rooting for the Cleveland Browns. I know some of you guys are rooting for Cincinnati. I'm rooting for the Brownies. All right. Just a cloaked demon type thing. Hey, nothing. That's a good call. Something easy, So it's 2nd and 7 for the Bengals. Joe Burrow in shotgun. Back to his right. 3 receivers up top. T. Higgins down low. Fakes the handoff. Looking to throw. Got all the time in the world back there. Throws it across the field. And dropped by number 80. No Jamar Chase tonight. Just a reminder to everyone, there's no Jamar Chase. So that's going to be 3rd, and Mike Thomas drops it. The former Ram. I don't really remember him. Man, he's got to catch that. Joe Burrow hit him right in the hands. Come on, you got to snag that. Let's go. So 3rd and 7. Let's see how Cincinnati wants to play this. They're probably looking to bring pressure. They got Jadeveon Clowney, Myles Garrett, Taven Bryan. Possibly bringing pressure. They are. Joe Burrow just dumps it off to Chris Evans. Chris Evans can't break the tackle. Good defense there by the Browns. They stopped him about 4 yards short. Go Bengals. Bengals win. Beat the Bills and Chiefs out of postseason again. Yeah. This is going to take us down to the end of the first quarter. And now it looks like Cincinnati's offense is staying on the field here. It's 4th and 4 at the Cleveland. I think they're just going to try and draw them offside. There's less than 10 seconds left in the quarter. They don't have to run a play. 4th and 4 at the Cleveland 46. They were just trying to make him jump, and it's the end of the quarter. So a scoreless first quarter here in a classic AFC North showdown. The battle for the Buckeye State. All right. No, I'm rooting for the Browns. I'm rooting for the Brownies tonight. You know, you kind of feel bad for the Browns. It's almost like pity rooting for them, but oh, that's a good point, Christian. Yeah, I mean how they dealt with the Deshaun Watson situation. You know, yeah, I mean it's an awful situation, and you know, I don't really want to get too much into it, but yeah, it's just. But here's the thing: I won't blame. You know, I don't blame the fans. I don't blame. I mean, the way the team handled it and the way that, you know, the NFL has handled it really has not been great. I mean, I think that he should have been out for the entire season, unpaid, of course. Possible, you know, I mean, there's a whole bunch of things that can be said about that. But at the end of the day, you know, all the other Browns players, the other Browns coaches, I mean, they didn't do anything wrong. So, and the Browns fans didn't do any. I mean, some of the Browns fans are actually pieces of shit because of the way, you know, I saw some of like you know, during the tailgating, there's the pictures of some of the Browns and what they've said, and I'm like, you guys are garbage. But in general, I think most fans are decent people. You know, there's always a few. Like there are some Niner fans who were pieces of shit. You know, it's just an unfortunate reality. Like I saw a tweet today. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was a tweet from. It was Christian Watson, who plays for the Green Bay Packers. You know, his son, and he went to North Dakota State, went to school with Trey Lance, second-round wide receiver, someone who I liked in the draft a lot. Hasn't had a great start to his career, had a big drop week 1, but in the game last night against Buffalo, he gets injured. You know, he took a shot, and I think it was his neck or his helmet. And then you have all these Green Bay fans tweeting out, even to his parents and stuff, saying, oh, your son is injury prone and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, that's just crazy. So we're at the second quarter here on this Halloween. Happy Halloween to everyone out there. Appreciate everyone for hanging out and being here. So the Bengals are now going to punt it away to the Brownies. Right, but can you imagine the Browns staying in the hunt when he comes back? Ugh, I mean, I don't think they're in. Even if they win tonight, I don't think they're in the hunt. You know, realistically, I mean, if they're 3-5, the Bengals would have a game. Yeah, and then the Ravens just got Roquan Smith too. So the punter Hubbard is going to punt it away. Sky high punt. Donovan Peoples-Jones calls a fair catch, and the Browns will start on their own 13-yard line. So the ridiculous Amari Cooper interception ends up not even hurting them. So I'm actually up against in fantasy, right? And I really think the odds of me winning my fantasy matchup are slim to none. But I'm up against. I'm leading by how much? How much am I leading by? Come on. I'm leading by about 9 points, and they have T. Higgins and Nick Chubb. So shut them down. Yeah, I mean, I hope the Browns are kind of out of it, you know, when Watson comes back. This is Kareem Hunt. Nice run. Kareem Hunt fighting for yards. Gets a 10-yard pickup right there on first down. Kareem Hunt is someone who has been in the mix of some trade rumors as well. Possibly the Rams. Did you guys hear about that rumor? Maybe the Rams are going to trade for Kareem Hunt. which at this point, I don't know how good the Rams are going to be this year. And we've already played them twice. So, you know. So they actually don't give him a first down. They're going to pick up of 9. So it's going to be Brissett in the pistol. Behind him, you got Nick Chubb. And Brissett is just going to do a quarterback sneak, actually. Ends up just coming right up and bam, gets about 2-3 yards. Nice pickup there. First down and 10 for the Browns. They're at their own 25-yard line. Man, how good are the Philadelphia Eagles, though? 7-0, and they're just destroying teams. They are just wiping teams out. And then they've added Robert Quinn as well. You know, I think the Eagles are going to be a tough out. So Brissett in shotgun takes snap is away, hands it to Kareem Hunt, who's going to lose 2 yards on first down. Sam Hubbard, the boy from Ohio State, with the big tackle on first downs. That's going to make it 2nd and 12 right now. Trey Hendrickson in there as well. Trey Hendrickson, what a player. What a good player Trey Hendrickson is. So now you got Brissett in shotgun again, back to his right. 3 receivers down low, 1 up top. Snap is away, looking to throw only a 3-man rush. Brissett dumps it off to Kareem Hunt, who's going to ends up fighting forward for about maybe 4 yards. Going to make a 3rd and 8, so somewhat manageable, but still not great. Anyone who's new here, do consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps out. We're at 13 likes, so we're at Sean Hill likes. We're at Tim Rattay likes. Let's see if we can get to Deebo Samuel likes. And any subscriptions are greatly appreciated. So it's 3rd and 7. They're calling it. Brissett in shotgun. Hunt to his right. Amari Cooper alone up top. 8 on the play clock. 3 receivers down low. Snap his way. Possible false start on the left tackle. Brissett's going to throw it. Did Amari Cooper catch that? Wow. Are they calling that a catch? They are calling it a catch. Whoo-wee. Let's see. Did he catch it? Ooh, that's close. The Bengals might want to challenge that. The Browns, they are going to challenge it. I think that, it's already out. That's a close one. Is that Zach Taylor? That doesn't look... Oh, no, Zach Taylor... They are going to challenge it, it looks like. Or are they not? What the hell's going on here? Who's scarier right now, says Christian? The Eagles or the Bills? I would say the Bills. That's close. I think that's going to be ruled incomplete. I think that's going to be incomplete. If I had to put my money on it, incomplete. I would say the Bills simply because I'm much more afraid of Josh Allen than I am Jalen Hurts. Now, you could argue that the Eagles have a better team. Like players, like when you look at like their offense, for example, you look at A.J. Brown, you look at Devontae Smith, you look at Dallas Goedert, you look at Miles Sanders. So they have good players, and they've added Robert Quinn, and they already have some Fletcher Cox, and their secondary is good too with Darius Slay and James Bradbury, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And then they added Robert Quinn, so it's going to be tough. So they're going to be a tough out. The way it's looking is that the NFC is going to be going through Philadelphia, and now the Niners played Philadelphia. We beat Philadelphia last year, second week of the season. But this Philadelphia team's added a lot of talent since then. So that would be a great matchup. Best defense outside of Niners with better support, dangerous QB. Yeah, I think, I think the Bills are the number 1 team right now in the NFL. And I think I would take the Bills over the Eagles in terms of like who I think is better, simply because the Bills, when you have Josh Allen, to me right now in the NFL, it's the Bills, the Eagles, and the Chiefs. Those are your top 3. And then beyond that is when you have the next tier of teams. Some of the teams in that are Minnesota. Minnesota are 6-1, but a lot of their wins haven't been very convincing. We had the Giants who were 6-1. Now they just lost to Seattle. So it's very tricky to say what it's going to be. And they did call it incomplete. So it's going to be 4th and 7. And the Browns are going to be punting it right back to the Cincinnati Bengals. So it's a barn burner, folks. Now, as how the Niner team is looking right now, I'm not crazy confident in terms of how well we would do, in the postseason. Geezer, how we doing? Yeah, the Titans. Man, your boy, King Henry. Let me see. How is King Henry not your profile picture, Geezer? Outrageous behavior. Over 200 yards. 2 touchdowns. So Bojorquez is the punter for Cleveland. Us Niner fans remember Bojorquez. That was the guy we blocked the punt in the divisional round last season. And punts it to Trent Taylor, former 49er out of Louisiana Tech. It takes it up to the 30-yard line. Decent return by the former 49er. I want to beat the Bengals in the playoffs in their stadium. Oh, I would love it. I would absolutely love it. 0-2 to 5-2. Yeah, I mean, the Titans are rocking and rolling. Now, the question is, of course, with the Titans, Malik Willis, and I, in my draft preview, I didn't have him as someone who I think it was going to take him at least a year before he'd be ready. So I'm not really too concerned about Malik Willis. I think you get Tannehill back, you get Treylon Burks back healthy, and then I think their offense will take off. 1st and 10 for the Bengals. Burrow and shotgun at their own 30. Snap is away, gets it to T. Higgins. T. Higgins maybe a pickup of 2 on the play. Good tackle there by Taki Taki. It's a fun name to say. But yeah, the Titans are rocking and rolling. Now the Titans, in fairness, they have an awful division. That division is the worst. That or the South in general, the AFC and NFC South is trash. So let's also be real about that too. Malik Willis has more wins than Trey Lance as a starter this season. I mean, that's true, but also if Trey Lance had a running back like Derrick Henry going for 200 yards, and if it was against the Texans, one of the worst teams in football, then a little bit of context as well is important to keep in mind too. Malik Willis did not play good at all. I mean, it was Derrick Henry and the defense that won that game. Let's be real. Yeah, sometimes they do, but the Texans and the Jaguars are just, they had the 1st and the 3rd overall pick last year. But the Titans are a good team, too. I'm not discrediting the Titans. You can only play the teams in the schedule. 3rd and 2, Cincinnati. Joe Burrow looking to throw. Great play by my boy, Martin Emerson Jr., Mississippi State. Man, I wish the Niners drafted him. I wanted Martin Emerson Jr. He is a player, and I knew it. And I knew it watching him at Mississippi State on T. Higgins. I knew Martin Emerson was a player. I freaking wish we got him. Browns got a good one in Emerson. And it was on T. Higgins, so good play. So that's going to be a 3-and-out. And the Cincinnati offense looking not so good. And the punt is going to be away. No pressure on the punt. It's going to be Donovan Peoples-Jones calls a fair catch at the 22-yard line. And I'm not trying to discredit your Tennessee Titans either, Geezer. And look, I actually do think that, let me see, 13 likes. Let's get to Deebo Samuel likes. Let's get to 19 likes. Let's do it. We can do it. I feel like people calling teams bad because their schedule is a bit of a bad theory because it's not. Let me clarify a little bit for you, Geezer. I know. So, I mean, I think it was more. You can only play the teams that are on your schedule, and the Titans are 5-2. I don't know, Geezer, if you saw my videos of the power rankings. The last 2 weeks, I've had Tennessee in my top 10 teams in the NFL. So I think they're a good team. I just think that saying that it was, when you say, Malik Willis has more wins than Trey Lance, well, that's not wrong, but it's also like, Trey Lance played in one game in a weird game in Chicago, and he didn't have a running back who had over 200 yards how much did the Texans score? Yeah, Houston scored how many points? Houston were able to put up 10 points. So, it's one of those things. Yes, John Jay, I can see your chat right now. But this is a wild game. I mean, this is a real battle for the Buckeye State, real AFC North battle right here. And I'm rooting for the Browns. I don't, and Christian made a good point earlier. I'm not a big fan of how the Browns, the whole Deshaun Watson thing. But that aside, I'm rooting for the Brownies. I want to see the Browns get a win on Halloween. That would be kind of scary. But, I agree with you, Geezer, that I just think that when you talk about, like, it's like you're saying that when you say, oh, Malik Willis has a win and Trey Lance doesn't, it's kind of saying that it almost implies that he was the reason for getting the win. Whereas let's look at Malik Willis's numbers from that game. Malik Willis, oh God, it was actually worse than I thought. Malik Willis, 6 for 10. He only threw the ball 10 times. Completed 6 for 55 yards and an interception. Sacked 3 times. So it's, and Derrick Henry had 220 yards, 2 touchdowns. So that's the reason why they won. But, at the end of the day, I mean, you're not wrong. Your comment wasn't wrong. So there we go. And I think Tennessee, I think Tennessee is going to be, Tennessee is a good team. I think they're absolutely going to be in the playoffs. And, so I'm looking forward to, and I'm rooting for it. I'm rooting for it. No, I think Tennessee are a good team. So snap is away. They get hand off to Nick Chubb, and there we go. Nick Chubb only gets about 2 yards on first down. So far, this Cleveland Browns offense, I would say that the Cincinnati D-line is definitely winning the battle, and they got some good players up there. Sam Hubbard, Trey Hendrickson, B.J. Hill, Larry Ogunjobi. And actually, I don't know if Ogunjobi still plays with them, but yeah. No, you should be optimistic. You should be optimistic. I would. I just think that the Titans are a team that probably need to make a trade. Like, if I was the Titans, I would have traded for Robert Quinn. Straight up. I mean, Brissett behind center, single back. It's Nick Chubb. They're actually end around Kareem Hunt. It's sniffed out well by the Bengals. He ends up getting about maybe 2 to 3 yards. So it's going to be about 3rd and 5, we'll call it. Yeah, and that's something, Geezer, that I noticed when he played at Liberty is that look, of course, for a quarterback, it's good to have confidence in your arm strength and in your arm. But sometimes, it's like I saw it playing in Liberty, and he's not playing against elite opponents in college week in and week out. And there were a number of throws where I was like, it didn't work in those games. And I was like, that definitely ain't working in the NFL. 3rd and 5 for Cleveland. Brissett in shotgun. Kareem Hunt to his left. Kareem Hunt's now going to motion over to his right. Snap is away. They just get it off in time. Kareem Hunt picks up the blitz nicely. Brissett throws it wide open. Amari Cooper inside Cincinnati territory. Let's go, Cleveland. First down. That's true. So Geezer. I mean, if I were, and I don't know the cap situation and all that carry on, but for the Titans or whoever, but if I was Tennessee, I would have traded for Robert Quinn because I think Tennessee are a team that should very much win their division, that they lost Harold Landry, so they really need another pass rusher. You pair him with a guy like Jeffrey Simmons, so I would have gone after him, maybe a cornerback as well, but there's trades to be made. 1st and 10 for the Browns. They hand off to Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb's got some room up the middle, gets a nice pickup on first down, gets about 7 yards, does Nick Chubb. That improve our secondary since it's the gaping hole. Yeah, well, a good way to help out your secondary is also getting some edge rushers too. So, I think because I'm trying to think who do Tennessee have as like to rush the. I mean, Jeffrey Simmons he's a great player. But all right, 2nd and 3 for the Browns. Single back. Kobe Brissett under center. Hands it off to Nick Chubb. He's going to bounce outside. Gets the first down. Down to the Cincinnati 32. Yeah, let's see who the Tennessee Titans. Let's see their stats on the year. Defensively. Danico Autry, 5 sacks. Jeffrey Simmons, 5.5 sacks. Bud Dupree. Okay, actually, Bud Dupree is pretty solid. Yeah, they could have used Robert Quinn in a big way. If they got Robert Quinn, that would have been big. 1st and 10 Browns. Brissett behind center. Chubb in the backfield. They are going to hand off to Chubb. He's dancing in the backfield. Maybe just about gets back to the line of scrimmage. You got to be a little bit more. I mean, I'm not going to tell Nick Chubb how to do his job because, I'm sitting here and he's there. And he's making plays happen. But, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point too, Geezer. I just think that when it comes to the playoffs, when you look at the AFC, all the great quarterbacks, you have to get after the quarterback. And I don't know if they'll be able to do that consistently. So it's going to be shotgun, backs to either side of Brissett. Brissett going to throw it open to Donovan Peoples-Jones, who's going to get about 5 yards on 2nd and 10. So that's going to make it 3rd and 5 right now. Cleveland moving the ball. They're in field goal range, but remember the last time Cleveland got down in this area, they went to kick the field goal blocked by B.J. Hill of the Cincinnati Bengals. So, yeah, 3rd and 5. There's 6.5 minutes left in the half. 0-0 ball game. I feel like whenever I stream a game that's not the 49ers, there's like no score. I never stream like a 38-35 game, but 3rd and 4, empty backfield right now for the Browns. Jacoby Brissett in shotgun. Snap is away. He's got time. Lobbing it deep to Amari Cooper. Catches it inside the 10. Mike Hilton on the coverage, but Amari Cooper with a great catch right there. Yeah, Kevin Byard's a great safety. Big time. He's a big-time safety right there. Christian Fulton, I think, is a solid cornerback too. David Long's a good linebacker. Roger McCreary is someone who I liked. Caleb Farley, I don't know how well he's doing so far. But, I mean, their defense isn't bad by any means. And if you actually look at the NFL stats, the team stats, I think defensively the Titans are pretty darn good. So it's going to be 1st and goal for the Browns at the Cincinnati 8. Brissett in shotgun, looking, throws it, caught by Kareem Hunt, gets about 5 yards. 5-yard pickup on 1st and goal. So it's going to be 2nd and goal down at the 3-yard line. Yeah, to me, I think so. When you get into the playoffs, and when the Titans have to play Mahomes, when they have to play Josh Allen, when they have to play Lamar Jackson, you need to consistently pressure the opposing passer, and that's why I thought a guy like Robert Quinn, because they lost Harold Landry before the season. So, he's been a healthy scratch. Wow, I thought he was going to be pretty good. I knew coming out of college. I think he went to Virginia Tech. He was not. He was their health was a bit of an issue, but hopefully he'll get better and play up to his potential. So I think they're going to call timeout here. I don't know what's happening right now. The clock is just, I don't know what's going on right now. All right. So the Browns, 2nd and goal from the Cincinnati 3. I'm a 49er fan, but I'm rooting for the Brownies tonight. Here we go. Dog pound. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 3.5-yard line. Brissett behind center. Nick Chubb in the backfield. Now Brissett's going to motion out wide, so Nick Chubb and the Wildcat. Snap is away. Nick Chubb is going to run up the middle. Touchdown, Nick Chubb. Touchdown, Browns. Browns take the lead. Here we go. Now, this is kind of a bummer. This is bittersweet because I'm against Nick Chubb in fantasy. But here we go. Brownies, let's go. Browns get on the board first. So Nick Chubb was behind center, then motions out wide. And that really does cause messes with the Bengal defense. And then Nick Chubb, just good, solid blocking up front by the Browns O-line, and they get in for the touchdown. So they're lining up for the extra point. Remember, just earlier in this quarter, Browns went for a field goal attempt. It got blocked. There's a flag. So that's going to be a false start. And that's going to knock it back 5 yards, if I'm not mistaken. That should be a false start on the Browns. Oh, it was against the Bengals. I think they had 12 guys on the field. Are holding, they're calling it. Holding defense, so it is good. So it's 7-0 Cleveland Browns. But now, Cleveland is now maybe going to go for a 2-point attempt here. I don't know why. I mean, why not just... I don't know why they're going for the 2-point attempt, I guess. Because with the penalty, it moves it... Now going for the 2-point attempt that's from the 2-yard line, but it now moves it up to the 1. So Cleveland here, they have... 8 offensive linemen on the field right now. Brissett behind center, I formation. Chubb in the backfield. Snap is away. They hand it to Chubb. Chubb dancing and gets in, so that's a good call by Kevin Stefanski, and it's now 8-0 Brownies. And the Browns take the lead here. And there's 5:04 left in the first half. 13 likes on the stream. Let's get to Deebo Samuel likes. Browns 8, Bengals 0. In a battle for the Buckeye State. For the love of God, run the... That's awesome. The Chris Farley, the Matt Foley motivational speaker meme. But good stuff there by the Browns need this game to give themselves life after the 4-game losing. And the Browns have lost games in some ridiculous fashion this year. They were up, was it 14 points, or they were up 13 points over the Jets with 2 minutes left in the game and they lost it. I know they had a really close game with the Chargers. Like, the Browns could actually easily be 4-3 as well, but the Browns are going to do Browns things, so we'll see what happens. But now with 5 minutes left in the half, the Browns will be kicking it off to the Cincinnati Bengals. 8 people in here, guys. Do feel free to like and subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, so this is we're finally getting some points here, huh? We're 25 minutes into the game and we get the first point, so there we go. Excellent, excellent. And a very happy Halloween to everyone out there. Whoever's watching, tuning in, a very happy Halloween to all of you. Hopefully you are all having a lovely Monday night Halloween, trick-or-treating, watching scary movies. You know, this game is kind of scary. They're playing some Blink-182 on the commercial, but I can't play it because then copyright stuff. But Nick Chubb gets the touchdown, also gets the 2-point conversion. The Browns on that play had 8 offensive linemen. Good play call, really. I mean, you just load up and you just run forward with your power running back and Nick Chubb, and it's incredibly difficult to stop that. So the Browns will now be kicking off to the Cincinnati Bengals. 5:04 left in the half. The kick is away. It's going to be fielded at the 8-yard line. Take it up, and he's got some nice room there up to the 27-yard line. Good, solid return right there for the Cincinnati Bengals. And Joe Burrow's coming out to try and respond after the Browns put up 8 points. Wow. And here we go. Joe Burrow in shotgun. Back to his right. 2 receivers up top. 1 down low. And the tight end is down low on the end of the line of script and the end of the offensive line. Snap is away. Burrow looking. Throwing it deep for Higgins. And just nothing there. Martin Emerson on the coverage. And they're going to call a flag on that? On my boy Martin Emerson? Come on now. Martin Emerson, no way. I mean, maybe a holding, but that's not pass interference. Pass interference, they're saying. Unbelievable. I want to see the replay of this. Now, Martin Emerson, yeah, he is very aggressive, and that's holding. That's not pass interference. I mean, it ends up being giving them like an extra 5-10 yards there. Actually, a lot more than that. So, 1st and 10. Burrow hands it off to Mixon, who's going to get a solid gain right there on first down. Maybe about 4 yards on first down. Grant Delpit, the safety out of LSU, on the tackle. 2nd and 6 for the Cincinnati Bengals. Alrighty, here we go. And the Bengals looking to respond right now to the Cleveland Browns. Joe Burrow lining them up with that revamped Bengals offensive line, which has played better in recent weeks, but still a ways to go. Burrow in shotgun, back to his right, 2 receivers up top, 2 down low. Trent Taylor in motion, fakes the handoff to Taylor, gives it to Chris Evans, who gets forward. I think they'll give him enough for a first down. Cincinnati into Brown territory, up to the Browns' 45-yard line. All right, there is under 4 minutes left in the half. Total yards on the night. Cincinnati, only 82 yards in the game so far. Cleveland, 165. Both teams have thrown interceptions. Burrow in shotgun, back to his right. It's Mixon to his right. Snap is away. Browns bringing pressure. Burrow looking, pocket, and he fumbles the ball. And who's going to recover it? I think the Browns have it. The Browns have it. Burrow got sacked. The ball gets stripped. I think that was by Jadeveon Clowney. Big time play by the Browns defense. Burrow not happy with himself at all. And the Browns will take over. Burrow just holding in the pocket, in the pocket, in the pocket. They brought pressure. And it was Taki with the fumble. He just puts his hand out, swipes down. Burrow can't hang on. Clear fumble. Ball bounces around. Mixon can't come up with it. And the Browns get the ball. Big time play, and the Browns are celebrating. And they're handing out treats there on the sideline. There we go. So the Browns are now going to have 1st and 10 at the Cincinnati 47. They hand it off to Chubb. Chubb picking up good yards, hurdles a man down to the Cincinnati 33-yard line. 14-yard pickup right there by Nick Chubb. And you just have to feel right now the Bengals are shell-shocked. They were moving the ball a little bit on that drive, and then Burrow strip sack. Well, not even a sack, just gets the ball knocked out of his hands. Great play right there by Nick Chubb, hurdling a man. Brissett behind center, single back. They're just going to hand off to Chubb. Chubb gets decent blocking, gets about 4 yards, churns his way through a lot of bodies right there, gets 3 or 4 yards. And Nick Chubb just hurdled right over Mike Hilton. Easy moves right there for Nick Chubb. So it's going to be 2nd and 7, maybe 2nd and 6 for the Cleveland Browns. They're calling it 2nd and 6 at the Cincinnati 30-yard line. Brissett behind center, single back. 2 receivers up top, 1 down low. Amari Cooper down low. Snap is away. That was a false start on the tight end, number 84. He just went a click too fast. The Browns are without their starting tight end. David Njoku, I think that's going to be on. Pharaoh Brown, the converted tight end, was a wide receiver before with the LA Rams, if I'm not mistaken. So that's now going to push it back to 2nd and 12 at the 35-yard line of Cincinnati. 2:17 left. They don't have to run a play before the 2-minute warning. 2:10 left, 19 on the play clock. No penalties on the Bengals tonight, 4 on the Browns. I think they're just going to let this wind down to the 2-minute warning And yes, they will. We're at the 2-minute warning, folks. 2nd and 12 right now for the Cleveland Browns, really at the Cincinnati 36-yard line. We'll see how both these teams want to play it. Do the Browns want to try and chew up clock? Do they want to try and get a touchdown? We'll have to see how it goes. The timeout situation. Cincinnati has all 3 timeouts. Cleveland only has 2. Big time plays so far today by the Browns defense. They get Myles Garrett earlier in the game. Joe Burrow looking to throw a quick slant to T. Higgins. Myles Garrett gets his big hand up. Bam, the ball flips up. Intercepted by the Browns. Just now, the linebacker, Taki for the Browns, comes on a blitz, puts his hand out, knocks the ball out of Burrow's hands. The Browns come up with it. They're moving the ball here. On their scoring drive, the last drive the Browns had, they scored a touchdown with Nick Chubb taking the ball from the Wildcat, and then Nick Chubb puts it in for 2 after a penalty on the extra point attempt. So then the Browns had the ball for their 2-point attempt from the 1-yard line. They bring out 8 offensive linemen and just run it in with Nick Chubb. So that's how we're at this point right now. Yeah, and then on the ensuing Bengal drive, that's when Taki stripped Joe Burrow, just knocks the ball right out of his hands, and the Browns came up with it. They're moving the ball. Browns have a chance here to take a 2-possession lead. They're at the Cincinnati 36-yard line. 2nd and 12. There's 2 minutes left in the half. We're at the 2-minute warning. Bengals all 3 timeouts. Browns with only 2 timeouts. You have to think, if the Bengals get a stop here on 2nd down, if they only hold them to a couple of yards, they probably call timeout to try and preserve some time to have a drive before the end of the half. And I'm trying to think who got the ball to start the game. So, so the Bengals actually, the Browns will actually have the ball to start the second half. So that's big right now. So the Bengals are really going to want to get some points on the board before halftime. So the Bengals need to make a stop here, get some points on the board. Chris Berman's fastest 3 minutes are coming up at halftime. NFL trade deadline. Bradley Chubb could be traded from the Denver Broncos. Roquan Smith traded earlier today to the Baltimore Ravens. 15 people in here, guys. Feel free to like the stream. If you can subscribe to the channel, it really helps out. It's going to be 2nd and 12. Brissett in shotgun. Back to his right. It's Chubb to his right. Amari Cooper all by himself down low. 2 receivers up top. Chubb now motions over to Brissett's left. Snap is away. Is under pressure immediately. Dodges it and then throws it to Cooper. It was dropped. You had Chidobe Awuzie on the coverage for the Bengals. Looks like he kind of has come up hurt a little bit. He's down on his knees. I'm not sure what happened to Awuzie. The former Dallas Cowboy out of Colorado. But the Bengals actually, interesting play right here. Jermaine Pratt was wide open for the blitz, and Brissett just shook him a little bit, threw it to Amari Cooper. And, Awuzie is on the sideline in pain. Looks like he's holding his knee, maybe his shin or his knee. Oh, it's that cruciate ligament right below the kneecap is what he's... So that doesn't look good for the Bengals. But at the end of the day, it's now 3rd and 12 for the Cleveland Browns at the Cincinnati 36. And that stops the clock with the incomplete pass. So the Bengals still have all 3 timeouts to work with. What can the Browns do here? Do they try and go for the first down? Do they just try and maybe do a screen pass, pick up 5-6 yards, make the field goal attempt a little easier, take a 2-possession lead? We'll see what the Browns have dialed up right here. What can Kevin Stefanski come up with? Brissett tonight, 9 for 11, 127 yards. So he's been very efficient tonight. Brissett is in shotgun, no one in the backfield, but Kareem Hunt's going to motion to the backfield now. Should be revealing man coverage. Oh, it's going to be zone coverage, actually. Snap is away. They're bringing pressure. Brissett's going to get hit, and he fumbles. It's intercepted. It's intercepted by the Bengals. Brissett was under pressure immediately. Basically an all-out blitz right there by the Bengals. Brissett just tried to dump it off and get rid of it. Number 59 of the Bengals comes up with a big-time interception. The Bengals now have the ball. The worst possible outcome of the Browns, and you just have to say the Browns are going to Brown right there, you know? They're just going to do Browns-type things. Kareem Hunt misses the block on Von Bell. And then Brissett tried to throw it to him, maybe tried to bring it back in. Ball flips out. 59 right there. Davis Gather gets the ball, intercepted. Wow, that's a big play by the Bengal defense right there. Brissett kind of hurt coming off the field too. We'll see if he's okay. But now the Bengals have the ball at their own 49. Two timeouts, minute 48. They dump it off to Mixon. Mixon going to try and get, I don't know if he got to the sideline. Yeah, the clock is still winding. Good tackle there by Martin Emerson Jr., my boy out of Mississippi State. I really liked him coming out in college. Great player. No pickup on the play for the Bengals, so it's 2nd and 10 at their own 49. They have plenty of time, 2 timeouts. Burrow in shotgun, back to his right. Snap is away. Looking to throw. Throws are wide open. Is going to be Hayden Hurst down to the Cleveland 30-yard line. Wide open right across the middle of the field. Hayden Hurst, the former first-round pick, was actually drafted by the Baltimore Ravens in the first round. I think South Carolina. Now they're going hurry. A Burrow in shotgun. Quick out pass to T. Higgins, going to get about 5 to 6 yards on first down. Going to make it 2nd and 5 down to the Cleveland 25. There's exactly a minute left in the second quarter. And this is a wild, wild end of the half right here, folks. The Browns had a big-time defense, had a big-time play. They strip sacked the ball off Burrow. Then the Bengals come up with a big interception. I think they're going to call that an interception. 2nd and 5, Burrow in shotgun, back to his left, fakes the handoff. He's under pressure, gets sacked! Gets sacked by number 58, Thomas. Going to lose about maybe 5 to 10 yards on the play. And there's 53 seconds left. And who's going to call timeout here? Someone called timeout. Maybe it's the Bengals so they can think about this play. But Burrow's going to get sacked back at the 34-yard line of the Browns. Now, we know McPherson for the Bengals has a big leg on him, so they'll feel confident with the kicking it from here. So maybe the Bengals will try and throw it deep to pick up the first down. 53 seconds left. Rookie Isaiah Thomas, first career sack, and came in a big moment right there. Big-time play. 53 seconds left. It's 3rd and 14 for the Bengals. And the Browns do receive the second half kickoff. Let's see what the Bengals got dialed up here. What has Zach Taylor and the offense got in them? Burrow's going to be in shotgun. They are in field goal range. So to me, I wouldn't be surprised maybe if they take a bit of a shot. It was Cincinnati who called the timeout. 53 seconds. They're at the Cleveland 34. Burrow in shotgun. Back to his right. 3 receivers up top. Hayden Hurst down low. Snap is away. Dumps it off to Chris Evans, the running back. Gonna get about maybe 5 or 6 yards, so it is going to be 4th down. The clock is still running, and I think maybe both teams will be happy to just let it wind down. And this field goal attempt coming up will most likely be the last play of the half, but the offense is still out there. Now there's a timeout on the field with 35 seconds left, and we'll see maybe the Browns called timeout. Interesting timeout here. I guess the Browns, if I would have called timeout, I would have called it 10 seconds ago. But maybe the Browns are thinking, they do. Actually, they bring the clock back to 44 seconds. Because if the Bengals miss this field goal attempt, the Browns would have decent field position, could maybe get some points of their own. We got 13 people in here. Don't be afraid to leave some comments in the chat. Evan McPherson lining up for the extra point, or not the extra point, the field goal attempt here. He's hit from 59 yards in week 1 against the Steelers, so he's got a big leg. He's 11 for 13 on the season, so very, very good season so far for Evan McPherson, but we've seen him have some games where he didn't look so good. Thinking back to the game against Green Bay last year. And we'll see, do the Browns sell out to try and maybe block it? I don't know if you do that just here, but you have Myles Garrett, Taven Bryan in the middle. They're going to try and get their hands up to maybe block it. The field goal attempt, 47 yards. Snap is away. Good hold. Kick is up. It's going to be going. He missed it. He missed it. Evan McPherson missed it. He was great on the year so far, but he missed it. Wide right. Pulled to Scott Norwood. Wide right. Evan McPherson, not the most clutch kicker. I mean, he had some big moments in the playoffs, of course, last season, but wide right. And the Browns are now going to have decent field position. Unbelievable turn of events here. And Evan McPherson is not happy with himself. Browns pumped up. They still have a timeout. 40 seconds to work with. Let's see where they spot, because it's from the spot of the actual kick. So they're at their own 37-yard line. So if they can get 20, 25 yards here, they can have an attempt of their own. Brissett in shotgun, back to his left. Brissett dumps it over the middle to Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt's going to get about maybe 12 yards on first down, so I think you call timeout here. Yes, you do. 33 seconds left in the half. They're up to their own 47, 48-yard line. I mean, you have a lot of time left because you can always just go up, spike the ball too. So the Browns did call a timeout. It only took 7 seconds off the clock. They got about 12 yards. 34 seconds left in the half. This last 2 minutes has been crazy. It's been wild. 8-0 Browns. 34. They actually put an extra second on the clock, so 34 seconds left. Jack Conklin, the right tackle, is on the sideline right now, taking a look at him, seeing if he's okay. He's a 2-time first-team All-Pro. His 85th career start. 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line, so a good 10, 15 yards, and they can clearly make an attempt. Brissett in shotgun, no one in the backfield. Snap is away. Under pressure, throws it, caught up the middle by Bell. That's going to be David Bell, I believe, a rookie, I think, out of Penn State, if I'm not mistaken. Brissett looks hurt. They're going to spike the ball. Brissett holding his right shoulder, right clavicle, and then just spikes the ball. There's 16 seconds left. So that took 18 seconds off the clock. He took a shot there from Asai. Or Hendrickson, too. Ooh, Trey Hendrickson came in a little bit late. Did Trey Hendrickson come in? Brissett on the ground, but he knew he had to get up to spike the ball. Brissett still on the field. 16 seconds left. What's the play call here? You have to think you look for the sideline. You are in field goal range, but it will be a long one. They're at the Bengals' 37.5-yard line. Brissett in shotgun, back to his left. Snap is away. He's got time. Brissett steps up in the pocket. He's going to throw it away. He has to, because he was about to get sacked right there. Has to throw it away. 9 seconds left. So I think you have to, maybe you do a very quick play to the sideline here. Only 9 seconds left. But I wouldn't be surprised if Brissett just takes the snap, throws it to the sideline, so you wind the clock down to about maybe 6 seconds, attempt the field goal, and that'll basically end the half. But they are going to run another offensive play. It's 3rd and 10. You cannot take a sack here. You have to throw it out of bounds. You have to throw it out of bounds or get a man out of bounds. Snap is away, looking. Throws it towards the sideline, just throws it away. Good play call right there. That's the smart move. There's 4 seconds left. This is going to be about a 55 to 56-yard attempt for the rookie, Cade York. He's already missed earlier this game. There was a field goal was blocked by B.J. Hill of the Cincinnati Bengals. He missed from 53 yards. He has a career long of 58 yards. This is going to be about a 55, 56-yarder. 11 people in here. Hit the like and subscribe button. We'll see, can the Browns extend their lead before halftime? The Browns get the ball to start the second half. Snap is away. Kick is up. It's looking good. It's good for the Browns. Browns take an 11-0 lead in this game into halftime, and the Browns will have the ball to start the second half. Wow, Cincinnati's high-flying offense is not really getting it going so far today. Not making it happen, folks. We're at halftime here on Monday Night Football. It's a very happy Halloween to everyone out there. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. We're up to 15 likes, and we have a new subscriber. Thank you very much to that new subscriber. I hope all of you are enjoying the show. This is a whole lot of fun. Hope you guys are enjoying my commentary, my play-by-play. We're having a good old time here. Monday Night Football on this Halloween. If you're in the chat, do feel free to drop some comments. But right now, the Cincinnati Bengals offense really missing Jamar Chase. Now, I think if I'm the Bengals, I come out and I really want to establish the run with Joe Mixon because the Browns are getting good pressure on Burrow. I know that the Bengals really tried to fix their offensive line in the offseason, and they've added some good pieces, but they're really just not fully coming together. At the half, Joe Burrow, 15 for 20, 103 yards, has an interception, also has a fumble. Brissett looking a lot better this year, or in this game, in the first half so far. So really good job so far by the Cleveland Browns. The defense is playing well. The offense has put up just about enough. 11 points, but they do get the ball to start the second half. So if you're Cleveland, it's always good if you can finish the half scoring points, then you start the second half with the ball. If you can score points, then that's that's what every team always wants to do. It's something that for the Niners, Kyle Shanahan always stresses. Bill Belichick always talks about this, where if you can score points before the half, score points coming out of the half, all of a sudden it's a completely different ball game by the time the other team gets the ball again. Eagles 7-0 on the season, 35-13 over the Steelers. Now we got showing the Cowboys-Bears. Cowboys 49-29 over the Chicago Bears. Tony Pollard, big game. Showing Giants-Seahawks. Seahawks, one of the big surprises of the NFL season so far. Geno Smith really, really looking and playing very well. Who would have thunk that? Geno Smith and the Seahawks 5-3. Kirk Cousins 6-1 with the Vikings. Solid game from Kirk Cousins. 49ers Rams. Christian McCaffrey does it all. Throws a touchdown, catches a touchdown, runs for a touchdown in the big win over the LA Rams. 49ers won 31-14. Big win for the 49ers. Panthers-Falcons, what a crazy game that was. Right at the last second, P.J. Walker throws it up. DJ Moore, 65-yard touchdown reception. DJ Moore then throws his helmet off, adds 15 yards to the extra point attempt, misses it. Game goes to overtime, and the Falcons win with Younghoe Koo kicking the extra point. Patriots-Jets. Jets haven't beat the Patriots in who knows how long. Zach Wilson throwing interceptions left, right, and center, and the Patriots come away with a big win over the New York Jets. Bill Belichick etching his name in coaching legend history with each and every win. Saints just all over the Las Vegas Raiders, 24-0. Raiders shutout. Lions-Dolphins. Tua looking really good coming back from that awful injury. Glad he's okay, number one. Offense for the Dolphins, high-flying offense. Detroit defense can't stop anything. Trevor Lawrence with an awful throw straight in the hands of Justin Simmons. Intercepted a couple of times in this game. Broncos get the win. Christian, this game it's a bit of a stinker, but I think the second half's going to be really good because I think Cincinnati's going to air it out big time. Derrick Henry of the Tennessee Titans, 219 yards, 2 touchdowns. King Henry showing why he's earned that nickname. Taylor Heineke with a big-time throw to Terry McLaurin. I don't even know, was that a touchdown on the play? But the Commanders get a big win over the Colts. Commanders now 4-4 on the season. And that NFC East, we've been calling it the NFC Least for a while. Now it's the NFC Beast. You got the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles 7-0. You got the Dallas Cowboys, I think, 5-2, 6-2. You got the New York Giants 6-2. The worst team in that division is 4-4. That's the Washington Commanders. Potentially, I mean, I don't know if it'll end this way, but potentially they could get all 4 teams. It's theoretically possible that all 4 teams could make the playoffs. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Commanders are going to tail off. But this game right here has been a fun game so far. Just, there's not a whole lot of scoring. Obviously, Cincinnati really struggling on offense. Burrow with an interception. Burrow with a fumble. Browns defense making big play after big play. Browns have been far from perfect themselves, though. Amari Cooper on an end around went to throw the ball down the field. Not even close to the receiver. Interception. Jacoby Brissett sack and his arm kind of went up. Intercepted. So the defense making some big plays so far. Both defenses on this Halloween, they're trick-or-treating, folks. We got 15 likes on the stream. Let's get to 19 likes. Yeah, Brandon Perna. That's good sports. That's good sports. I like Brandon Perna a lot. And, yeah, this is a look, I'm trying to keep up the energy, keep it going. But we've seen, bad first halves and then great second halves, So I think the Bengals are really going to be coming out in the second half because they're going to have to air it out if they want to get a win. And the Bengals, if the Bengals move to 4-4 and the Browns to 3-5, then not great for Cincinnati because let's see what's the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens, let's see their record right now. The Ravens are 5-3. So if you're Cincinnati, you want to at least be tied with the Baltimore Ravens. You don't want to fall a game behind. Plus a division game. Cincinnati had lost to Baltimore earlier in the year. Let's see so Cincinnati has lost to the Steelers. They've lost to the Ravens, and now they're playing the Browns. So if Cincinnati loses, basically, they're 0-3 in the division, and essentially all tiebreakers get thrown out the window for Cincinnati. At best, they could go 3-3 in the division, so that's not great for them. Whereas if we look at the Cleveland Browns, and they'd only be a game out, the Cleveland Browns have beaten the Steelers. The Cleveland Browns, if they win, they lost to the Ravens, but if they win against the Bengals, then they're 2-1 in the division, and you never know. I mean, I'm not rooting for the Browns long term here because I'm not a big fan of Deshaun Watson. But in this game, I'm rooting for the chaos. I'm rooting for the craziness of it all. So that'd be a good time if the Browns win and you just throw a wrench into everyone's plans. So we'll see what happens. But I think this is really showing just how much the Cincinnati Bengals are missing a guy like Jamar Chase. That's Joe Burrow. That's the guy he can go to whenever he's in trouble. He knows he can go to it. He really draws so much coverage away from Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Hayden Hurst. So really great job so far by the Browns defense coming up with multiple turnovers in big-time situations. But not only that, even before the end of the half, they get a big sack on Joe Burrow, really pushes them back for a more difficult field goal. They missed the field goal, and that gives the Browns an opportunity, and that's what they did. They were able to get some yards before halftime, put up the field goal, 55-yarder. It's good, 2-possession game, and they get the ball to start the second half. Nick, how are we doing, buddy? Happy Halloween to you, good sir. Yeah, I wasn't really I took care of a whole bunch of things earlier today, and I was like, oh, I'm just kind of chilling at home tonight. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stream the game because I ain't got nothing else going on right now. But good, yeah, really productive day actually, which hasn't always been the case in recent weeks. But I feel like I've got a whole lot of stuff done. So it's gonna be a good time. We got 17 people in here. hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I stream the 49er games, but also stream some other NFL games. I'll stream a little bit of NBA games too. But happy Halloween to everyone out there. We're going to have a big time showdown in the Buckeye State for this second half. I think, the Browns are going to get the ball. Number one, Cincinnati, can they get a big stop? The Browns are thinking, look, in the second half, we're just focused on Cincinnati. We're on to Cincinnati. Browns want to put up some points, but the Bengals are going to have to start airing it out a little bit. Depending on what happened. Now, if the right on your family's house, candy, seeing all the costume. Oh, that's a good time, man. See, that's something that sounds like a lot of fun in the more like suburban area, and you're scaring people, and what are you dressed up as, Nick? But yeah, that would be a fun time. I would be totally up for doing something like that. But between these two teams, they have a grand total of 0 Super Bowl wins. And the Bengals had a chance at 2 of them. And I think we all know who caused them to not win those 2 times. Mr. Montana back here had other ideas. So love to see it. But I'm rooting for the Browns in this game. As the season goes on, I really don't. I have no stick in the game. I have no allegiance to either of these teams, but I'm rooting for the Browns in this one. The Browns to have a happy Halloween. After this game, I am going to be recording my power rankings video, because this is going to be this could have implications right now for the power rankings. I think regardless whether they win or lose, Cleveland is not going to be in it. But Cincinnati, let's see how they respond in the second half. It ain't over till it's over. Oh yes, Cincinnati just last in the Super Bowl just earlier this year. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I completely forgot. Yeah, Cincinnati had a shot at 3 of them twice. Mr. Montana said, not happening on my watch. Should have been 3 times the 49ers said no to the Bengals, but, that's for another... That's another thing that I don't want to talk about, because it should have been the Niners, but oh well. But this Cleveland defense has just made big play after big play, really come up big on a number of occasions. But so is the Cincinnati defense, hasn't been bad either. I mean, if you think about it, you give up 11 points in a full half of football. That's not that bad. Just the Bengals offense can't do a damn thing. So, it just puts more pressure on the Bengals defense. But we're getting ready here. Kicking off the second half. The Bengals will be kicking off to the Cleveland Browns. Can the Bengals stand up, make a stand here on defense, get the ball back? Jacoby Brissett before halftime looking like he was in some pain, so we'll see what happens with that. They're saying that he's okay. He's going to stay in. Yeah, Montana was 4-0 in Super Bowls, and I think he had all the Super Bowls combined, I think it's 11 touchdowns, no interceptions. So Montana just perfect in Super Bowls, and I think that was really capped off by his last Super Bowl appearance against the Denver Broncos with John Elway. I want to say he had 4 touchdowns, a few of them to Jerry Rice. I think, did Rathman have one? I'm trying to think who else. But we got 18 people in here, guys. Drop a like on the stream. Do consider subscribing to the channel. Do a whole bunch of NFL content after this stream. Yeah, Brady has the most Super Bowl wins. I mean, to me, and look, hopefully you won't hate me, Christian, but to me, Brady is the best of all time, but I think Montana's number 2. The kick is away. It's going to be a touchback, so the Browns will take the ball at their own 25-yard line, led out by Jacoby Brissett. Got a little bit banged up in the first half. We'll see how he's looking in the second half. What can the Bengals defense do? And Montana would, I don't know. I mean, you have to give Montana the best. I mean, he got to 7 or 8 Super Bowls. I think if Montana was able to stay healthy and if he didn't have that really bad shoulder injury, and if Roger Craig didn't fumble against the Giants, then, But Montana did have a couple of some playoff blunders, like that against the Vikings, I think in 87. First and 10 for the Browns. Brissett behind center. Chubb in the backfield. They are going to hand off to Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb dancing around the backfield, looking for it open, and then gets about 5 yards on first down. Oh, yeah. I mean, Rice, I would say you have to say Jerry Rice is like the best football player. Like when you're like the overall just the best player, I think Jerry Rice, because he is undoubtedly the best player at his position, and it's really not that close. So it's going to be a pickup of 6 for the Cleveland Browns on first down. Nick Chubb for 6 yards. Jacoby Brissett behind center, going to hand it off to Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb dancing around, gets enough for the first down. It looks like fought his way. He was getting dragged down by B.J. Hill of the Bengals, but Nick Chubb was able to just grind out a couple yards there, gets the first down for the Cleveland Browns, and they want to chew up the clock. They want to get some points right here. We got 20 people in here, guys. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel. It's always a good time here at Shifty's 49ers Talk, especially during 49er games. Niners are going to be on a bye week, so we're going to be streaming a different game this Sunday. But I do hope that you guys will all join me for that. We're going to wait until Wednesday. Wednesday, we'll find out what game we're going to stream, depending on what's being shown in the San Francisco Bay Area. I'll put up a poll on my YouTube channel to see who we're going to stream on Sunday. 3rd and 1. So they actually didn't give the first down. So 3rd and 1. It's like 3rd and an inch. You have to think Brissett will just do quarterback sneak, and I don't think he got it. The Bengals defense stood him up, and I think the whistle was already called, so I think the play is over. Where are they going to mark him? They're going to mark him first down and 10. It looked like the official on the sideline was already halfway across the field, and it looked like they had basically called the play dead. Now, I don't have the volume on, so I don't know if the whistle was called, but he looks dead to rights there. I would have thought he was stopped short. I'm surprised by that. Anyway, 1st and 10 Browns. They hand it to Chubb. Chubb's going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 2nd and 10. There's a Bengal player on the ground, maybe holding his knee. We'll see if he's okay. Yeah, Brady is the quarterback GOAT. I mean, Brady is the best of all time. But Montana, I would say, is number 2. And then, but here we go. 2nd and 10 for the Cleveland Browns at their own 36.5-yard line. Brissett behind center. Single back. Snap is away. Dumps it off to Nick Chubb. Can the linebacker make a tackle? Does a decent job of it. Maybe only gets about 3 to 4 yards. So it's going to be 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6 for the Cleveland Browns. 12.5 minutes left in the third quarter. This is the first possession of the second half. Browns up to their own 40-yard line. This is a big 3rd down here for both teams. Cleveland, of course, wants to control the clock, wind the clock down, end up scoring some points here, whereas Cincinnati, they really want the ball back. They went quick with it. Brissett in the pocket. Looking for it all. Pump fakes, throws it deep, wide open. Is Donovan Peoples-Jones down to the Bengals' 35-yard line. He had pumped it, and then the camera kind of went back, threw it to Donovan Peoples-Jones, wide open. Nice pickup there of about 20 to 25 yards. Yeah, I think you're right about that, Christian. And Brady's won it with 2 different teams, and just, yeah. So, I mean, love Montana as much as the next guy. And yeah, and there's always ifs, ands, or buts, but, you can always say that Montana was a perfect record in the Super Bowl. 1st and 10 for the Browns at the Cincinnati 34. They hand off to Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt going to churn out maybe a yard or so. 23 people in here, guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. We always do football games. We do some basketball games. We're up to 17 likes. Can we hit Frank Gore likes? 21 likes. And let's get those subscriptions up. Let's do it. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscriptions. Subscribers, I should say. 2nd and 9 for the Cleveland Browns at the Cincinnati 33.5. Brissett behind center. Kareem Hunt in the backfield. Amari Cooper's got one-on-one coverage down low. He does hand it off to Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt cuts inside, ends up fighting for about 3-ish yards. So it's going to be about 3rd and 6 right now for the Cleveland Browns. They were able to pick it up last time with a deep pass to Donovan Peoples-Jones, but we'll see what the Browns can do here. Cincinnati really needs to hold them to 3, keep it a 2-possession game, keep the game well within reach. Yes, he does have the best Super Bowl record, and when you look at Montana, 11 touchdowns, 0 picks. I mean, he was just, in the biggest games, he was just money, so you got to love that. 3rd and 6 for the Browns. Brissett in shotgun, back to his right. Snap is away. They're going to hand it off to Chubb, and Chubb's going to bust it outside. First down, Cleveland, down to the 15, down to the 10-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Cleveland Browns. Gutsy call right there on 3rd and 6. Most times you're thinking, hey, this is passing territory, but that's a play that reminded me of the 49ers against the Browns in the NFC Championship game in 2019 where they hand off to Raheem Mostert. They took a 7-0 lead on that one. Nick Chubb inside the 10-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and goal from about the 10-yard line. 20 people in here. Let's go. Nick Chubb running hard. It's 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Brissett behind center. Nick Chubb in the backfield. 2 receivers up top. Extra offensive linemen in the field. Chubb bursting through down to the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal from the Cincinnati 3. This is the perfect, if you're Cleveland so far, this is the perfect drive coming out of the half. You're looking like you should be, you're guaranteed points here unless you do something stupid. There's only, you've already taken off 6 minutes off the clock in the second half, and you have a chance here to make it a 3-possession game, which should lead to a good second half because Cincinnati's going to want to air it out. Brissett behind center, man in motion, Harrison Bryant. They're going to fake the handoff to Chubb. Brissett dancing in the pocket, rolls out, going to dive for the end zone, gets it, touchdown. Jacoby Brissett, touchdown, Cleveland. Big time touchdown for the Cleveland Browns. Up 17-0 right now. So no matter what, it's a 3-possession game. Maybe do they go for 2 here? Maybe. No, I think you just take the extra point here. So, yeah, it's going to be, wow. Nice play. Brissett hung tough in the pocket, then rolls out to his left, makes a great dive for the touchdown, hits the pylon, touchdown, Cleveland. They're lining up for the extra point attempt. Cade York. There's just under 9 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Snap is away. Kick is up. It's good. Right down Broadway. So it's 18-0 Cleveland Browns over the Cincinnati Bengals. How did we get here? First draw in the 1st or 2nd quarter, Cleveland scores a touchdown. They went for the extra point, but there was a flag on Cincinnati in the extra point. So they basically opted to go for the 2-point conversion from the 1-yard line. Nick Chubb makes it happen. So there was 8-0. Right before the half, Cleveland kicks a field goal, 11-0. And this is the first possession out of the half. Cleveland go all the way down, put up 7, 18-0. Cleveland over the Cincinnati Bengals. And Cincinnati they have to come out. Look, there's still a lot of time. You don't have to abandon the run game. But if you're Cincinnati, a part of you feels like, wow, we have to score on this drive. Even if it's a field goal, but you got to get points on this drive. Because Cleveland just took off about 6 minutes. So that's already 20% of the entire second half gone. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how the Bengals can respond. No Jamar Chase. We got 17 likes. 809 subscribers. Let's get to 810 subscribers. Can we get to Deebo Samuel likes? Just 2 likes. And we're rocking and rolling. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers this season. Ideally by the end of 2022. So we have 2 months, exactly 2 months, and let's hit 1,000 subscribers on the channel. You started Burrow in fantasy. Ooh, rough. I wonder. I think he's probably. Is he even at positive yards? He might be at positive points. He might be negative points for you. Carcast, great to see you here, buddy. Happy Halloween to you. Hopefully you're having a good one. Hopefully if you're tuning in, you're enjoying the show. It's a good one. Joe Burrow needs to turn it around. Wow, I mean, is this showing just how important a guy like Jamar Chase is to the Cincinnati Bengals offense? Let's see. Alrighty, 15 people in here. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Burrow is at negative points in fantasy. He's going to want to turn that around right now because the Browns are kicking off to the Cincinnati Bengals. We got under 9 minutes left in the third quarter. Cade York lining up. He's running up for the kickoff. Kick is away. And it's going to be a touchback, Cincinnati. They're going to start the ball 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Cincinnati, well, I'll be very interested to see how Cincinnati comes out here to attack this. He's got you 0.12 points so far. Amazing. Will Burrows had a fumble. He's had an interception. He's only put up about 100 yards passing. So 1st and 10, Cincinnati. Mixon to his right. He's in shotgun. 2 receivers up top. 2 down low. Snap is away. Hands it off to Mixon. Mixon's going to get out and fighting for about 4 yards on the play. They'll give him about 3 or 4 yards to Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon, who's just had one of those very steady careers in terms of just being able to put up 1,000-yard seasons, consistently, always having, solid touchdowns. Joe Mixon, a very reliable running back. Very controversial coming into the NFL. Don't want to get into that, but it was quite controversial. A couple of things that happened, but Joe Burrow, 15 of 20, 103 yards, interception. 2nd and 6, they gave him 4 yards. Burrow and shotgun, Mixon to his right. Snap is away, looking to throw. He's under pressure. Dumps it off to Mixon, and Mixon's going to drop it. Mixon had a chance there. If he caught it and made a man miss, he could have taken it for a whole bunch of yards right there. 3rd and 6, and if you're Cincinnati, wow, you cannot come out and go 3 and out. Mixon's got to catch that. It was right here. I mean, Mixon has to come up with that. The 3rd and 6, Cincinnati. If you're Cleveland here, you want to get the stop. You want to get the ball back in your offense because you feel like your offense is moving the ball now. Burrow in shotgun. Chris Evans to his right. Snap is away. 3 receivers up top. Looking. Under pressure. Gonna get sacked. Gonna get sacked for the 2nd time, I think, by number 54. And that is that Thomas or Jones or someone? But wow, that's going to be a 3 and out for Cincinnati. And this Bengals offensive line is just getting destroyed. Great. That was a good stunt right there. Good rush. Loops right around is Jones who takes him down. And Burrow just can't get anything going. 4th and 15. They end up losing 5 yards on the play. The punt is up and it's away. Almost blocked. Caught. Here we go. Donovan Peoples-Jones at the 30. Up to the 35. Gets tripped up or kind of falls over his own feet. Up to about the 40-yard line. So Cincinnati, great field position. Wow. Cleveland, great field position here at their own 40-yard line. A chance to really they could really just separate themselves in this game here. I did not see, even without Jamar Chase, I did not see Cleveland getting, not that they'll get shut out necessarily, but it's not looking good. Not looking good one bit for the Cincinnati Bengals. Wow, the Thursday night game. It's the Eagles and the Texans. What an awful game. What an awful game that is. So, yeah, Joe Burrow, I mean, they needed a response. It's a 3-possession game. They needed a response, and they couldn't. Went 3 and out. This could be a blowout. We could have a blowout on our hands. But the Bengals defense now, they need to make a play. I mean, at the very worst, if you're Cincinnati, you can give up 3. And then it's still a 3-possession game. But you need to ideally you want to come out, get a 3 and out, get a turnover, something, get the ball back. You got to get, Joe Burrow in this game, look, he's been under pressure a lot in this game, but he check down. He hasn't looked great. Let's if we're being honest here, Joe Burrow is, he's had to get rid of the ball very quickly, but he's also hasn't looked good in my opinion. I think Brissett's looked better than Burrow tonight. Now, again, typically, Brissett's had more time to throw it, but even so, when Burrow gets talked among the likes of a Mahomes and a Josh Allen, I really don't think he's there quite yet. I mean, I think Mahomes and Allen are just 1A, 1B. And we're coming back soon to the action here. Cleveland's going to have the ball at their own 40-yard line. And they are just, right now, because if you think here's what Cleveland's done. Last second of the first half, they kick a field goal to go up 11-0. They get the ball to start the second half. Touchdown. They force a 3-and-out. If they can put points on the board here, I mean, suddenly this game has just gone from a 8-0 game all of a sudden to like it's a 3-possession game. Well, it already is a 3-possession game, but could even be 4. We'll see what the Cleveland or the Cincinnati defense can do. We got a whole bunch of people in costumes. You got people with Wayne's World, Wayne Campbell, and Garth Algar. Cleveland offense on the field. Brissett's going to come out. Total yards, Cincinnati only 95 total yards. Awful. Brissett hands it off to Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt's going to be met behind the line of scrimmage, going to lose a yard. Mike Hilton and Sam Hubbard on the tackle. So big-time plays for Cincinnati. That's what they need to do. The Kareem Hunt's going to lose a yard on the play. So that Cincinnati just needs to keep it up here. Brissett's going to be in shotgun. Kareem Hunt to his left. You got Amari Cooper up top. Snap is away. Looking to throw it right across the middle. Wide open. Donovan Peoples-Jones gets a first down into Cincinnati territory. Big time play right there. And he was left wide open. Cincinnati playing his zone defense, and Peoples-Jones was able to find the soft spot. They're at the Cincinnati 49-yard line. Brissett's going to be behind center. Single back. 3 receivers up top. Snap is away. They're going to hand it off to Kareem Hunt, and he's going to get stopped. Maybe gets half a yard on the play. So the Cincinnati run defense has been pretty darn good tonight, for the most part. But the pass defense has just been. Brissett's typically had decent time in the pocket, and guys are just getting wide open. And the Browns don't have the most elite set of receivers here. I mean, Amari Cooper's very good, but Peoples-Jones having a really solid game tonight. Brissett in shotgun, Hunt to his left. Snap is away. He's going to hand it off to Hunt. He's got some room. Hunt's going to have a first down to the Cincinnati 34-yard line. So the Browns are just dominating right now. Absolutely dominating the Cincinnati Bengals. 21 people in here, guys. Like the stream, subscribe, like the stream, like the stream, subscribe to the channel. It actually helps me out tremendously. Brissett behind center, single back, 1st and 10 at the Cincinnati 34. So they're in scoring position. They can easily kick a field goal here. And the Browns offense looking very comfortable. Brissett behind center. Hands it off to Hunt, who gets taken down. Good tackle. Mike Hilton with another great tackle on this drive. Bengals run defense on 1st down. Been phenomenal. They just can't do nothing on 2nd and 3rd down. Stops Kareem Hunt. Trips him up by the foot. Really nice tackle there by Mike Hilton. You love to see that. Good defense. 2nd and 10, Cleveland. They're going to be really still at the Cincinnati 34. Maybe they pushed him back half a yard. Brissett behind center. Still Kareem Hunt out there. No Nick Chubb. He's not hurt, just not out there. Behind center. Snap is away. Fakes the handoff to Hunt. Brissett going to launch it. Wide open, Amari Cooper. Inside the 10-yard line. Down to the Cincinnati 6-yard line. And holy smokes. The Browns are going to have a 1st and goal from maybe the 6 to 7-yard line. Amari Cooper, great route. Flowers for the Bengals just didn't have a shot at it. Yeah, you're right, Christian. I thought it was going to be maybe just Chase, that it would take him a little while to warm up the offense, but their whole team is just looking pretty bad right now. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 7. They're going to stay even out the 7-yard line. Brissett in shotgun, back to his left. Amari Cooper up top with the tight end. Peoples-Jones down low with the other tight end. Snap is away. They pitch it out to Kareem Hunt. Hitting the edge. Gets tackled up to just inside the 5-yard line of Cincinnati. So 2nd and goal from just inside the Cincinnati 5-yard line. The Browns are just moving the football incredibly well up and down the field. Now, Cincinnati, you have to get a stop here. Like, you have to hold them to 3 or else it's a 4-possession game. And there's only just over, there's 3.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. So, yikes. Brissett in shotgun, back to his left. Bell going to motion up top. Amari Cooper down low, one-on-one matchup with Flowers. You got to like that. They'll probably just throw it up. And they do throw it up to Amari Cooper. Touchdown! Amari Cooper! Cleveland with a big touchdown. You saw that happening a mile away. Flowers could not maintain the one-on-one matchup with Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper made him look silly on that play. Touchdown, Cleveland. And this Cleveland offense is just taking off. At the moment, it's 24-0. Now, this is a big extra point here, because then you officially make it a 4-possession game. Otherwise, you could, even though Cincinnati haven't moved the ball at all, so it's wishful thinking from Cincinnati, but if you miss the extra point here, it's theoretically still a 3-possession game. Here comes the extra point. Cade York has hit from far. He's also had a field goal block today. Snap his way. Kick is up. And it's good. Holy smokes. It looked like that was going wide left. But now it's a 4-possession game officially. And Cincinnati are thinking, what the heck is going on around here? Unbelievable. The route is on here, folks. On Halloween. I'm definitely getting tricked here by the Cleveland Browns because they're looking darn good. But we know, look, the Browns are going to do Browns-type things. So this game ain't over yet. We have 34 people in here, guys. You know what to do. Like the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I mostly do 49er games, and it's always a whole lot of fun when we do the Niner games because we get a bunch of people in here. But for the other games, I do some primetime games as well. Hopefully you're enjoying my commentary, trying to keep it as exciting as possible. And yeah, I do NFL content. I'm going to have a power rankings video out tonight or possibly tomorrow morning. And there's a whole bunch of 49er content as well. I'm going to be putting a poll out during the week because the Niners are on a bye week as to which game I'm going to stream. So we're up to 810 subscribers. I want to say a huge shout out to the latest subscriber. Now, for whatever reason, and I've tried Google, I've tried going on YouTube, I've tried a whole bunch of things to try and find out why the notifications don't always show up on my Streamlabs, but I can't figure it out. Sometimes they show up, sometimes not. I think it's just a YouTube thing where some people have it set on their YouTube channel where it doesn't actually pop up. So there it is. But we're up to 810 subscribers. Let's keep it going. We're going to be in here. Let's see how much time is left. There's 18 minutes left in the game. Cincinnati are going to want to air it out. The Bengals are out trick-or-treating, and those people are in costume. Yeah. The Bengals are out trick-or-treating, and all they're getting is a whole bunch of nothing. They're the ones who are getting, apples and stuff in there. They ain't getting the good candy. So if you're Cincinnati now, Joe Burrow, you can't be getting shut out here on primetime in a division game. Remember, the Cincinnati Bengals on the year already 0-2 in division games. They lost to Baltimore and they lost to Pittsburgh, actually. I think it was, week 1 they lost to Pittsburgh. So if you're the Bengals now, if you go 0-3 in the division, then that is hard hole to dig yourself out of because, all those tiebreakers at the end of the year. Trust me, last season, the Niners knew all about that. Kick is away. Cincinnati's going to have the ball. They take it up to the 23, 25, 27-yard line. Can Joe Burrow get something going here? He's got to do something. It's a 4-possession game. So really, Cincinnati, now playbook out the window. You got to throw the football. You can't be running it. Before, you still had a chance to run the football. Now, you can't do it. Very rarely, sporadically, can you run the football. There's 18 minutes left, and you got to score 4 times. Yeesh. So Burrow in shotgun, Mixon to his left, snap is away. Under pressure, dumps it off. It's almost intercepted. Ball gets flipped up. We got 29 people in here. Feel free to drop a like and subscription, but man, this is crazy. The Browns' defensive line is dominating the Bengals' offensive line. Myles Garrett is just a menace there. Burrow managed to escape Taven Bryan, goes to throw it up. Ball gets tipped up and almost intercepted. Burrow in shotgun, back to his right. It's Mixon. 2 receivers down low. T. Higgins and Hayden Hurst up top. Snap is away. Looking to throw. Throws it up. Hayden Hurst going to get 7-8 yards on the play. Martin Emerson. My guy who I really liked in the draft, Martin Emerson out of Mississippi State, runs Hayden Hurst out of bounds. So it's going to be 3rd and 2 now, and I think if you're Cincinnati, you're in 4-down territory. A 3rd and 1 they're going to call, so they're going to give Hayden Hurst 9 yards. You're in 4-down territory. It's 4-score game, and there's just over 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter. You're in 4-down territory if you're Cincinnati. Burrow shotgun, empty backfield. Snap is away. In trouble, in the pocket, no one open. Burrow's got a lot of time rolling out. Is he going to run for it? There's a flag on the play. Burrow does pick it up, running it out, but I don't know if it's it's going to be, I think, an offside against the Cleveland Browns. So regardless, it's a 1st down Cincinnati. Did anyone see the video? Spencer Burr? Oh, I got to watch that. I'll have to check that out, Crazy Juice. I'm going to definitely take a look at that. So it was an offside on Jadeveon Clowney. So that was a free play, and Jadeveon Clowney is way offside. So good call by the officials there. Clearly Burrow did not see the flag, or else he would have just heaved it deep for like a free play. But 1st and 10, Cincinnati. They got to get the ball moving here. They can't be messing around. It's just about 17 minutes left in the game, 2 left in the third. It's a 4-score game. Basically, you either got to do 4 touchdowns or you got to do 3 touchdowns and a field goal in there. Burrow in the pocket. Burrow's going to throw it wide open. Hayden Hurst. Or not Hayden Hurst, but they're down to this Cleveland 41. Number 16 of the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't know who that is. Maybe called up from the practice squad with Jamar Chase out. But Burrow manages to get the 1st down. They're down into Cleveland territory, down to the Cleveland 41-yard line. We got 38 people in here, guys. Feel free to hit the like button. Do subscribe to the channel if you're an NFL fan. I also do some basketball games, do power rankings, all the 49er games too. Burrow's going to be in shotgun. Back to Mixon to his left. 2 receivers up top. 2 down low. Snap his way. They hand it to Mixon, and Mixon's going to fight for yards. Gets about 5 yards on 1st down. There's only a minute left in the third, so if you're Cincinnati now, you got to be hurrying up here. 44 people in here now. Appreciate everyone for hanging out. Shifty's 49ers Talk. Do consider dropping a subscription because it really helps me out. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. 2nd and 4, Cincinnati. They got to hurry the hell up here. Only 40 seconds left in the quarter. Down 4 scores. Burrow in shotgun, back to his right. Snap is away. Burrow, look, he's got plenty of time. Dumps it off to Mixon. Mixon's going to get the 1st down inside the 25-yard line of Cleveland. And if you're Cincinnati, get a playoff before the end of the quarter. Get a playoff. You got 23, 22, 21. They are going hurry up right now. So you think if you're Cincinnati, you get a playoff. What's taking them so freaking long to get the ball set? I'm not even a Bengals fan. I'm a Niner fan, but come on now. Less than 10 seconds. They will get a playoff. Snap is away. Burrow in shotgun. He's looking. Flips it out. It's actually a lot better that Mixon just let that go incomplete because you still got, it's 3 seconds left in the quarter. 2nd and 10. You are inside the Cleveland 25-yard line. Great. This Thomas guy for Cleveland, he's a rookie. I'm not sure where he went to school, but he not batted the ball down. He's had a sack earlier. He's playing very well. And the Cleveland D-line is playing very well tonight. Now, the Bengals offensive line, we know they have their issues, but got to give credit where it's due. Burrow's going to be in shotgun again. Last play of the quarter, 3 seconds left. Empty backfield. Snap is away. He's got time. Throws it to number 16, who's going to get really close. It is going to be 3rd and inches, and we'll be coming right back after that. It's going to be the 4th quarter coming right up. It's going to be 3rd and inches from inside the Cleveland 20, from about the Cleveland maybe 16-yard line. All right, 36 people in here. I hope you guys are enjoying this game. I'm trying to keep it as entertaining as possible. 21 likes on the stream, so we're at Frank Gore likes. 1,000 subscribers is the hardest to get. Yeah, Pities, let's keep it going. I appreciate it. I mean, it's free, but it really helps me out. If you guys will consider subscribing to the channel, but I'm going to really try and not to keep begging for it or anything. But I want, if you guys like it, it really helps out. But, and here's the thing, though. If you're Cincinnati, you got to get a touchdown ASAP. You're not in the point yet where you got to kick onside kicks, but really what you got to, and I'm kind of pointing out the obvious here. You got to get a touchdown, get a 3 and out, touchdown, and then you can make a game of it. But so far, I think right now Cleveland is very much playing that bend, don't break defense. Let them chew up the clock a little bit. Just let them just wind the clock down. So, and if you're going to get a really steady dose, whatever happens on this Cincinnati drive, you're going to get a steady dose of Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb on the next drive because Cleveland is going to want to run the clock down. 4-score game. So let's see here. Because if you want to tie the game, then Cincinnati's going to have to do 3 touchdowns and a field goal, and one of those touchdowns will need to be a 2-point conversion to tie the game. So if I'm Cincinnati and if I score a touchdown, what I'm doing here is I'm going for the 2-point conversion, because if you don't get the 2-point conversion here, and if you score another touchdown, you go for the 2-point conversion, and then you would still have the 14 points necessary. And then you could do another 2-point conversion. If you can go 2 out of 3 in 2-point conversions, get to 22 points, and then you get a field goal. But that's still asking a whole heck of a lot. But you're right, Pities. Yeah, it's 1,000 subscribers is hard to get to, but so far, I appreciate everyone who does it because it means a lot, and it's so much fun having people in here. 37 people, guys. Feel free to drop comments in the chat. It really helps out a lot. It means a lot. We're up to 811 subscribers. Thank you to the latest subscriber. I can't figure out, and I've tried every way possible to get the notifications because I do have notifications on, but here's what I'm going to do. I am going to just do that for the new subscriber. And I think, yeah, Joe Burrow gets the 1st down. So that's the notification that should pop up. But I think there's a bunch of different settings on YouTube. That's privacy settings, a whole bunch of different things that really means that it's hard I can't always consistently get the subscriptions to come up. But in the meantime, whenever I notice anyone subscribes, I'll do the little notification for you guys. 42 people in here. 1st and 10. Burrow. They did pick up the 3rd down conversion with the quarterback sneak. Burrow and shotgun, empty backfield at the Cleveland 13.5-yard line. Snap is away. Burrow looking. He's got time. Time's running out, but he moves up in the pocket. Throws it for the end zone. Touchdown! Tyler Boyd. The ball got tipped up by a Cleveland defender. Tyler Boyd comes down with a big touchdown reception right there. Touchdown Cincinnati. And they finally got on the board right now. Joe Burrow gets the touchdown reception. Burrow, under pressure, steps up in the pocket. Ball was thrown. Martin Emerson tips the ball up. Didn't get enough on it, and it's going to go to Tyler Boyd for a touchdown, Cincinnati. Man, Martin Emerson played it pretty well, and they're going to kick the extra point. So they're not going to go with what I would say to go with, but they're going to kick the extra point here and see if they can make it 25-7. Snap is away. Kick is up, and he missed it. He missed the extra point. Evan McPherson, then they should have gone for this all. Oh, my God. He misses the extra point attempt. Unbelievable turn of events here. Unbelievable. How does that happen? I'm going to adjust this a little bit. How Evan McPherson, who's so very highly thought of on the season, entering today, 11 for 13, has missed two field goals, has missed a field goal, now misses the extra point. That's cost the Bengals 4 points on the night. It could easily be a 2-possession game. Now it's still a 3-possession game. Oh, man. Peppermint V, appreciate you being here. You dressed as Brownie the Elf tonight? That is hilarious. That's awesome. You know, I kind of, when it comes to Cleveland, I think that the dog, the dog logo, I would have liked that for like the middle of the field. But the Brownie the Elf one, I like that it's like an homage to their original logo. But thank you for stopping by here. I'm rooting for Cleveland in this game. I hope ultimately Cleveland win the game. But at this point here, being like, clearly I'm a 49er fan, but I'm really hoping for a good game now. So I'm with you. I'm rooting for Cleveland, but also it'd be nice if it got a little bit more exciting in terms of getting it a little bit closer. But Peppermint V, thank you thank you, and hang out for the stream. It's a good time. Try to keep you guys entertained as much as possible. And we still got, how much time is left in the game? We still got just over 14 minutes. So if you're Cincinnati now, you're not in the, you don't, obviously you're not kicking an onside kick. It's way too early for that. But you need a 3-and-out. You need a 3-and-out in the worst way. Now, if I'm Cleveland, you're left in a bit of a quandary here because you want to keep the clock moving. So I think you probably, and Cleveland has run the ball fairly well. So I think you run it with Nick Chubb, first down, second down, stay in bounds. Well, the clock will keep moving regardless, but maybe you then go for a quick pass or a screen pass or something like that if Cincinnati stops you in first and second down. But you want to keep the clock moving because with Cincinnati still needing 3 scores and at least 2 of them have got to be touchdowns. And if you're Cincinnati now, you have to. With your next 2 if you can score 2 more touchdowns, let's not get too ahead of ourselves, but if you can get 2 more touchdowns, you have to get to both 2-point conversions. You have to execute both of them because then, I mean, you don't have to, but you'd like to, so then it's only a field goal. Let's see, Cincinnati here, the Browns are thinking they might kick the onside kick, but no, Cincinnati are just going to kick it away. And it's going to be fielded at about the 5-yard line, and they take it up to about only the 17, 18-yard line. So not the best field position here for the Browns as they come out. And we're up to 813 subscribers. Thank you to the 2 new subscribers. The notification thing ain't working, but I'm going to do a little. And we're up to 23 likes. We're at Christian McCaffrey likes. I like it. Alrighty, so 1st and 10 for the Cleveland Browns. 14 minutes and 10 seconds left in the game. Brissett behind center. You got 3 tight ends on the field. Nick Chubb in the backfield. You're just going to hand it off to him. Up the middle, they got to make the tackle. Gets a good yards on first down. Going to get about 5, 6 yards on first down. Cincinnati's got to be a little bit more aggressive in their run defense now. They did a good job on first down in the last drive, but they got to keep it going. 2nd and 4, so they're going to give Chubb 6 yards on first down. Under 14 minutes to go. Clock is moving. Can Cincinnati get a big time stop? Right now, Cleveland's going to come out with 6 offensive linemen, 2 tight ends. But you always have to be very aware because you never know with the play action. So you got to be aware. Brissett behind center. Nick Chubb in the backfield. They are going to hand it off up the middle. And he's going to doesn't get the first down. Nice tackle there by Carter of the Cincinnati Bengals. Walter Mahone. Steve Jones told me, be quiet. I ain't going to be quiet. I'm getting loud. I'm going to get loud. But here we go. 3rd and 2 right now for the... It's going to be 3rd and 2 right now in shotgun. You got Kareem Hunt in the backfield. Snap is away. Hands it off to Hunt. He gets the first down. Cleveland wrestles his way up to the 35-yard line. Big time play right there by the Cleveland Browns. That's a big first down because not only are you getting yards, but you're keeping the clock moving. And the Bengals, they brought a corner blitz. I mean, but the Browns' offensive line just dominated, and that's been the big thing tonight. In the trenches, Cleveland's dominated. Cleveland has been way better. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Browns. Chubb in the backfield, Brissett behind center. You got a extra lineman, tight ends. And can you get him down in the backfield? Carter for Cincinnati for a 2-yard loss. So now you bring up 2nd and 12. Maybe 2nd and 13 even. So that's a big time stop right there for Cincinnati. But they got to do it for 2 more downs. Now they're talking about Deshaun Watson. And I don't want to talk about Deshaun Watson. But here we go. Can Cincinnati get a big-time stop? They got to stop him 2 more times. Clock is winding. If you're Cleveland, you're just happily letting the clock wind down. On this drive, they've already chewed up 3 minutes of clock. Brissett behind center. Chubb in the backfield. 2 tight ends. They are going to hand it off. Chubb's going to try and gets nowhere. Ends up getting pushed forward for about 2 yards, so it's going to be 3rd and 9. And now this is where it gets tricky here because it's going to be 3rd and 9 for Cleveland. So in my opinion, I go for like a screen pass, so that way, look, it's going to keep the clock moving, but you also have a chance to get the first down. Tommy Huxley, how are we doing, buddy? Happy Halloween to you and to everyone out there. Exactly, from the 1940s. Yeah, they already snapped it. 3rd and 9. Brissett looking for it all. Wide open, Amari Cooper. He catches it. I think he was touched down. Are they saying he was touched? I think they were saying he was touched down to the 11-yard line. Wow. And Cleveland, uber aggressive, ridiculously aggressive. Bengals fan right there is just utterly disappointed. And they went quick. They actually went hurry up. And man, that's an aggressive play call. And he caught that. That's a good catch. It's going to be 1st down and 10 Cleveland at the Bengals 11-yard line. So not only now you can put up more points. And if you, hypothetically, let's say if you kick a field goal here, I mean, it's going to be it's going to be a 3-touchdown game. But there's under 10 minutes left in the game. Cleveland looking to ice this right here. They're going to hand it off to Chubb on 1st down. Going to get nowhere on 1st down. And, man, they really caught the Bengals napping. Yeah, the original Halloween movie is just an absolute classic. Plus, Jamie Lee Curtis looked beautiful in that. I mean, she's a beautiful lady. Yeah, the Bengals were just not ready for it at all. They were not ready for Cleveland to go hurry up. They were like, oh, Cleveland's going to chew the clock, probably. I mean, I was saying to go for a screen pass, but, man, I love the aggressiveness right there from Kevin Stefanski. Throws it deep. Now, Cleveland coming out with 7 offensive linemen and a tight end. Maybe a play action here behind center. Chubb in the backfield. Snap is away. They do hand it off to Chubb up the middle. He's going to get yards. Touchdown! Nick Chubb. Touchdown, Cleveland Browns. And here we go. It's going to be 31-6. Excuse me. 31-6. And they have the extra point coming up too. So this is pretty much the icing on the cake right now. Chubb with his 2nd touchdown of the game. Cleveland has dominated tonight. Cleveland has dominated the game. And you just got to hats off to the Cleveland Browns because they played a heck of a game here. Cincinnati shell-shocked. They're gonna move to 4-4. Kick is up and it's good from Cade York. So that's gonna make it 32-6. And look at this, Cincinnati on Halloween night after having some really positive games the last few weeks. If we look at Cincinnati, they dominated the Falcons. They beat the Saints. Close loss to the Ravens the week before, 19-17, and they won. So they've won 4 of their last 5 games, and the last game in that, the game that they lost, was only a 2-point game to Baltimore. Let's see if these teams get smart and start sitting their stars. We'll see. I mean, let's see how much time is left in the game. There's 8:46 left, so I think if you're Cincinnati, you probably have Burrow out there for this one, for this drive, but then depending on how it works out, I mean, maybe you just say, hey, put your hands up and you're like, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah. So we'll see what they want to do here. We'll see what they want to do. I mean, ultimately, look, it's 26 points, so it's a 4-possession game. So I think that, I mean, the game is essentially over. There's no way Cincinnati's coming back now, unless you have the biggest of all miracles, which Cleveland, I mean, look, Cleveland, remember, was it earlier in the season against the New York Jets? Cleveland were up by 14 with 2 minutes left, and they managed to screw that up. So I guess it's never really over, but Cincinnati needed to stop. They had 3rd and 9, and then Cleveland Brissett just heaves the ball down the field. Amari Cooper caught the Bengals napping, and look, that's where we're at now. They had a chance to stop him, get the ball back, but it's not looking. It's it's going to take an absolute miracle for the Bengals to do anything. But I think they'll come out with the starters in this drive on offense. And then, depending on what happens here, then maybe we'll see. But, yeah, I mean, Cleveland, all you have to do is just let them chew up clock. They're going to go for an onside kick, recover that, and then it's game over. I mean, it's pretty much game over right now. It's less than 9. I mean, it's essentially, if it wasn't the Cleveland Browns, like if it was any other team, if it's either Cleveland or Detroit, that's why I'm like, the game's not over. But those teams have like the worst luck. So kick is away. It's right through the back of the end zone. I wish Robbie Gould would take some notes and do that. So it's going to be 1st and 10 Cincinnati at their own 25-yard line. We have 43 people in here, guys. You know what to do. Like the stream. Consider subscribing to the channel. I do 49er content all throughout the week. I stream the 49er games. It's a whole lot of fun in here. But I do some NFL content too. I do power rankings, things like that. So 1st and 10 now for the Bengals. Burrow and shotgun. Mixon to his left. Snap his way. So they're keeping the starters out there. Burrow going to dump it off to Mixon. Mixon can't get around the tackle. This guy here, Taki. I don't know if, hopefully that's how you pronounce it, but he's been amazing tonight. He's been all over the place. Really nice open field tackle on Joe Mixon. Only a pickup of 2. So Cincinnati's got to get it going. Get it going, Cincinnati. 2nd and 8 right now. Burrow and shotgun. I just think they just don't trust their offensive line at all. And Burrow throws it out to Hayden Hurst. Hayden Hurst gets out of bounds. Gets thrown out of bounds by Taki. And they're going to throw a flag on that, on Taki. So that's actually going to give them, it's going to stop the clock. It's going to give them 15 yards. So not smart there from Cleveland. Yeah, I mean, Hayden Hurst was clearly out of bounds. And then out of bounds, Taki gets him and just throws him to the ground. I mean, it's a little ticky-tacky. Let's be honest. A little ticky-tacky. Taki is a little ticky-tacky. I mean, look at that. I'm here all week, folks. Taki with a ticky-tacky foul. But 1st and 10 now, Cincinnati. You give them 15 yards, so they're up near midfield now. The clock is now winding. 8 minutes left in the game. Burrow and shotgun. Snap is away. They're going to hand it off to Mixon. And jeepers, what are you doing running the football here? Come on now. They're into Cleveland territory. They get about 4 or 5 yards. And Myles Garrett showing up in the Stranger Things, Vecna costume. But yeah, Myles Garrett's been amazing tonight. He's been really good. He actually helped lead to the first interception. He tipped the ball up. It got intercepted earlier in the game in the first quarter. Burrow and shotgun. 3 receivers up top, back to his left, 1 receiver down low. Snap is away. Burrow's going to throw it out. Just check down after check down after check down. They get it to Hayden Hurst, first down. I get it. You don't trust the offensive line, but also, I mean, you got to start throwing it deep too. I mean, Cleveland, they're just playing off, you know. They're just like, okay, we're going to wind the clock down. About 7 minutes now left in the game. First down and 10 for Cincinnati. They're at the Cleveland 40-yard line. Joe Burrow's going to come out 182 yards for Cincinnati. Burrow in shotgun, back to his right. Snap is away. Throwing deep. T. Higgins catches it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Touchdown, Cincinnati. T. Higgins right over the defender of Cleveland, number 36. T. Higgins, touchdown, and there's 6:40 left in the game. So maybe there could be a miracle on the cards here. It was 26. So Greedy Williams on the coverage. T. Higgins just out-jumped him. You could argue there's a little bit of a push-off, but not a lot in it. But T. Higgins, big touchdown, Cincinnati. So that's going to make it 32-12 here. And what do the Bengals do here? So it's 20 points. So they're going to try and make it they're going to kick the extra point to make it a 19-point game. Snap is away. Kick is up. And it's good. Jeepers, it just went inside. So now it's going to be 13-32. So basically, Cincinnati need 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions and a field goal just to tie it up. It's probably too little too late, Christian. You're right. But remember, I think it was week 2, I think. Yeah, week 2. The Jets were down 14 points with 2 minutes left. They get a touchdown. Onside kick, they get that. They score another touchdown. So, look, if it was any other team, any other team except for Cleveland or Detroit, any other team, I would say, yeah, the game is over. But Cleveland, crazy things happen. 813 subscribers. We got 39 people in here. Feel free to drop a subscription on the channel. It really does help out. And we'll see how we're doing with the likes. 27 likes. We're up to Walt Harris. I liked Walt Harris, number 27. Dante Johnson right now likes. Let's get to Talanoa Hufanga likes. 29 likes. Let's do it. If we can get to Hufanga likes, let's keep it going with the subscribers. On our marching our way to 1,000 subscribers, which would be awesome to hit before the end of the season. Before the end of the year, the calendar year. You have to put Atlanta. Yeah, Atlanta too. Atlanta notorious for blowing late games. So you never know, because now look, if you're Cincinnati, the odds of this happening are slim to none, really. But obviously, look, you got to get a big stop. You have to get 3 and out. You have to make them go 3 and out. You can't give up a first down here. Get the ball. It's so unlikely, but damn. You never know. Maybe do they try an onside kick here? We'll see Cleveland's going to be ready for an onside kick. So I think it's just a smidge too early. Just a little too early for an onside there's 6.5 minutes or so. Yeah, 6:40 left in the game. So we'll see what Cincinnati want to do here. Maybe you do go for the onside kick, because either way, you need to get a 3 and out. Either way, you need to get 3 and out. So if you go for the onside kick, and if you force a 3 and out, it's probably going to be too long for a field goal. I don't know if Cleveland would want to do that. So maybe they go for. It looks like they are going for an onside kick. Cincinnati here, onside kick. It's up. Oh, and it's going to go out of bounds. So it's going to be out of bounds. It is going to be Cleveland ball at the Cincinnati 45. McPherson just put a little bit too much on that, I think. I mean, they kind of had a chance, but it was just a lot. It was very difficult to come up with that one. So Cleveland will have the ball at the Cincinnati 45 because look, and that's a wise decision to go for the onside kick because either way, you can't give up any first downs here. So if you can hold them to less than 10 yards, if you hold them to maybe a few yards here, they're not going to kick a field goal because that would just, if they miss it, that will give awesome field position to Cincinnati. So we'll see. 45 people in here, guys. Like and subscribe. Shifty, the Eagles don't scare you. They kind of scare me. Chubb gets about 5-6 yards on first down. They're going to call it 5 yards on first down. So they're now talking about some of the Week 8 highlights, and that's Christian McCaffrey with just an awesome game for the 49ers. Garoppolo hits McCaffrey in the end zone, and then McCaffrey ran it in, so he did the trifecta. The last time a player did that, 2005, the first 49er to ever do it. LaDainian Tomlinson, 17 years ago, was the last player to do that. Alrighty, here we go. 2nd and 5. Cincinnati defense got to do something. They are going to hand it off to Chubb, and he's going to get swallowed up. No gain. So it's going to be 3rd and 5. Big third down here. Cincinnati going to need to get the stop here because if they get the stop here, they will get the ball back and Cincinnati's calling a timeout. Cincinnati calling a timeout here. 5:47 left. I don't know if that's what the time was when they actually called the timeout. Maybe it was, but 3rd and 5. 5-4. Yeah, I mean, I definitely understand. Yeah, calling the timeouts. Preserve. You can't get those seconds back. So if Cincinnati has to get a stop here, this is the game right here because you've already used a time. I mean, the game is kind of already over, but OBJ to the Bay. I doubt it. I doubt he'd want to come to San Francisco. I mean, maybe he would for a chance to win, but we just don't throw enough to receivers, really. So 3rd and 5. This is the game for Cincinnati. Brissett behind center. They have an extra offensive lineman, tight ends, the works. Nick Chubb in the backfield. They've been aggressive before. The snap is away. They are going to hand it off, and he's going to get stopped for maybe a half a yard gain. So if you're Cincinnati, you've called the timeout. 5:43 left in the game. I think Cleveland are going to have to punt this. I think if you're Cleveland, you punt the ball and just really try and pin back Cincinnati. The Bengals really trying to make a game out of this. The game really just got away from them. The defense let them down. The offense has been horrible for most of the game. So it's 4th and 4, and we'll see what the Browns here are going to do. Are the Browns' offense staying out on the field? Brissett is still out on the field. Unbelievable. I mean, they're looking at, if they get the first down here, it's game over. So I can understand it to a certain degree, but I maybe just pin them back. I maybe just punt it, and then you get them back at the, inside the 10. They're going for it. They are going for it. Brissett behind center. D'Ernest, maybe they're just going to try and draw him offside. That's what they're going to do. They're going to try and draw him offside. Yeah, they're going to take. If you take the delay. Yep, smart. That's smart, and that's like the things that coaches you have to think about because it's 4th and 4. So they're going to try and draw. They're going to try and draw Cincinnati offside, so that way they would get a free first down. If you take the delay of game, it really doesn't matter because when it comes to punting it, you're still, going to be in this basically the same spot with regards to a punt. Now I'm watching the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. See, the original one I think was actually probably a little bit scarier because the camera and the quality wasn't good. For some reason, to me, that makes it a lot more scary. It almost seems more real or something. I don't know. Even though the quality of the video is not as good. OBJ would help a little bit, but it might be worth another. just to not let another contending team have him. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, if I'm Odell Beckham, I'm like, hey, Buffalo. Hey, Philly. Hey, Kansas City. So the punt is away. Bojorquez kind of muffed that a little bit. It's going to go. Wow, that's an awful punt. Really bad punt by Bojorquez. We're going to see where they call it. So Cincinnati's going to have the ball. Unbelievable at the 30-yard line. Bojorquez completely screwed that up. They really only got about 5 to 10 yards off the punt. Yeah, exactly, Tommy. Yeah, very documentary-esque. Plus, that was just the whole thing. There's something about it, yeah, that it just feels a lot more real. It's almost like you're there, but it's kind of odd because the quality's not as good. So, but there's just something about it, like the lighting in the movie. The original one's definitely scarier for sure. 43 people in here, guys. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel. Man, this is me. We got 814, and we're up to Hufunga likes. So let's see can we get to Roger Craig likes. 4 more likes to get to Roger Craig, 33 likes. We're up to 814 subscribers. Thank you to the latest subscriber. This is for you. My notifications, I've tried everything to get them working. If someone wants to give me some advice, please do. I've tried just about everything to get it working. But there we go. 46 people in here. So Cincinnati trying for a miracle. There's 5:43 left in the game. They're down 19. They're going to have the ball at their own 30-yard line. So that punt by Bojorquez was awful. Man, when you punt the ball there, you're thinking you can pin him inside the 10. And I mean, he completely shanked that one. That was an awful punt. So you're kind of giving a little bit of life here to Cincinnati. Joe Burrow just had a deep touchdown pass to T. Higgins on the last drive, and I think that obviously they're in hurry up. They're going to be passing the football, and I think they're going to take 1 or 2 shots deep, try and get one-on-one matchups with, Higgins or Boyd or someone, and yeah, we'll see what Zach Taylor and the offensive coaching staff can do. We now have 50 people in here, guys. Appreciate you hanging out on this Halloween night. Happy Halloween to everyone on this Monday night Halloween. Appreciate you all for being here. This is a real look for a score for less than 6 minutes left in the game and a 19-point lead. I feel like there's maybe something weird here. Maybe the Bengals will have a couple of tricks up here, Have a couple of tricks up their sleeve. 1st and 10 Cincinnati. Burrow and shotgun. No one in the backfield. 2 receivers and tight end up top. Snap is away. Good protection. Now has had to roll out of the pocket. Burrow looking. Has to throw it away. Nothing there. 2nd and 10 for the Cincinnati Bengals. Initially, wow. Okay, I did not know this. Joe Burrow's career record versus the Browns, 0-3. Now, look, Cincinnati, they were good, pretty good last year, and they went to the Super Bowl. But the year before that, they weren't any good. But 0-3 against the Cleveland Browns all time. Probably soon to be 0-4. But we'll see what can Burrow come up with some magic here on Halloween. 2nd and 10. He's under pressure. He's going to get sacked. And I don't know what the hell kind of blocking the Bengals were doing on that. Jesus, that was just terrible. Myles Garrett, Taven Bryan, I think in there splitting the sack. They're doing their celebrations. And it was going to be a screen. And oh my God, wow. The miracle is that Burrow is up to double-digit. He is up to double-digit fantasy points. Wow. But, this is not good. Cincinnati is now 3rd and a mile. And, it was going to be a screen pass there, but they just got to Burrow way too quickly. 3rd and 18. Burrow right across the middle to Mixon. Mixon, you got to cut that outside. So he gets about 14 yards, so it's going to be 4th and 4, but they just have to hurry it up. 14-yard pickup. So 4th and 4 right now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And this is going to be the game. obviously Cincinnati got to get the first down here. 4th and 4. There's just over 4 minutes left in the game, so let's see what Cincinnati can do. Joe Burrow in shotgun. Mixon to his right. 4 receivers. Snap is away. Quick throw. Incomplete. Broken up by Martin Emerson Jr., the guy from Mississippi State, the rookie from Mississippi State. That's going to do it for the game, folks. And Cleveland are going to win in really dominating fashion here. Great breakup there by Martin Emerson. Hits the ball, perfectly timed. Man, that's a fantastic play by the rookie from Mississippi State. Someone who and I've said it 1,000 times in the stream tonight, but someone who I really wanted the 49ers to draft. And Cleveland got themselves a good one in Martin Emerson Jr. He's a great player. I think he's going to be really good, very aggressive. Not to get crazy or anything here, but reminding me a little bit of a guy like Richard Sherman, but, a little bit, like the aggressiveness, but not saying he's on his level by any means. So the Browns now are going to be able to essentially just run out the clock here. Okay. So the Browns are going to take the win here on Halloween. It's 32-13. The Bengals will probably have a shot to get the ball back one more time, but this game is definitely over. Big time win right here for the Cleveland Browns, and that kind of gets them back a little bit into the picture here, even though, and I was rooting for the Browns in this one, but once the score got out of hand, then I was really rooting for just a close game. They give it to D'Ernest. D'Ernest goes to camp. D'Ernest goes to camp. And there we go, folks. There's about, I think Cincinnati are going to use their last timeout, I think. It's going to be, so Cincinnati will probably get the ball back one more time. But it's not going to be anything special right here. Tonight, Nick Chubb, over 100 yards. And over 100 yards, Nick Chubb, 2 touchdowns. And, Christian, yeah, you're very welcome, man. Yeah, this game was, it really got out of hand. And I was hoping that Cincinnati would be able to make a game of it. But, the Browns just completely dominated in basically all facets of the game. Browns, 428 total yards. Cincinnati, 229. Yikes. So the Bengals just used their last timeout. Only 2 turnovers apiece, but Browns were just able to run the ball really well. And they got aggressive, were able to throw the ball too. And that really nice deep pass to Amari Cooper, just really a great play, Cleveland. Snap is away. They're going to hand it off to D'Ernest, and he gets the first down. So that's going to be just about the game right there, folks. But before you head out, if you like what I did tonight, do consider dropping. And we're up to 816 subscribers. But before you guys leave the stream tonight, consider dropping a like. We're up to 32 likes. Kevin Barlow likes. Who else is 32? Michael Lewis. Who's 32 right now? TDP. And we're going to do the 2 subscribers. For the 2 new subscribers. And yeah, before you leave, consider dropping a subscription. It really helps out the channel. We're 184 subscribers away from the big milestone of 1,000 subscribers. And what's the call here? 2:22 left in the game. Cleveland just going to wind it down. And the Cincinnati Bengals are going to drop to 4-4 on the year. Not good, folks. Not good at all. And the Bengals tonight, only 2 penalties for 6 yards. So the Bengals and the turnover battle even. 2 apiece. So really, Cincinnati just got outplayed in every other way, shape, and form. So now we have 1st and 5. Brissett's going to hand it off to D'Ernest, and he gets near a first down. It's going to be 2nd and 1. And that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. And one more yard. One more yard, and the Browns are in victory formation. Browns fans absolutely over the moon here on this Halloween night. They're all in costume. You got the ghost face, the Scream movie, and really just impressive win here because they're going to win 32-13. Impressive win, you have to say, for the Cleveland Browns. And then they have a chance here. Xander, appreciate you being here, Xander. Yeah, awesome game. If you're was it Peppermint V, if you're still here, congrats to the Browns on a big win, division win. The Bengals now, and this is big for their season moving forward. The Bengals 0-3 in division games. So at best, they can go 3-3 in the division, and that's not good when it comes to tiebreakers. Now, of course, you don't got to worry about Pittsburgh, but you do have to think about Baltimore. You have to think about it. If they want to try and, getting to the postseason, those tiebreakers can be crucial. So the division record, 0-3, yikes. They have to really dig themselves out of a hole right here. And the AFC is very, very competitive. So that's going to be fairly tough right now for the Bengals. But, this is a game right now that Cleveland just 1 yard away from victory formation. And, so story of the game, the Browns' aggressiveness. Xander, you're very welcome, man. Thank you for being here and checking it out and spending time with us here. I stream all the 49er games. Of course, there will be no 49er game this Sunday, so I'm going to pick out another game to stream. But, my pleasure streaming the games. It's a whole lot of fun being here and doing this. And football, I just love football through and through. And I'm going to have possibly tonight or tomorrow. I'm going to be tomorrow morning maybe, or I'll try and do tonight, I think. We're going to be putting out my top 10 power rankings. So my power rankings, when I do them, I do the bottom 3 and the top 10. So hopefully you guys will check that out. Yeah. And so Browns are going to essentially be in victory. We have a new subscriber, Evan Christian. So thank you very much, Evan, for the subscription to the channel. That really helps out a lot. We're marching towards, so we're up to 817 subscribers. So that really does help out a lot. 817. So we're closing in. And that's the highest this channel has been for subscribers. 817 subscribers. Appreciate everyone for checking out the channel. I was thinking about doing the Thursday night game, but it's the undefeated Eagles against the almost winless Texans. So that's not going to be a great game. But the Browns do pick up on a quarterback sneak. They pick up the first down. So the Cleveland Browns are now going to move to 3-5 on the year. 2-1 in their division. There we go. Evan Christian, thank you very much for the subscription. Hey, that rhymes. I'm a poet and didn't know it. And the Bengals are going to move to 4-4. If you're a Browns fan, you just want to hang on for dear life until you get Deshaun Watson. But, I mean, let's be real. Brissett's played well. This season, Brissett's played, and he played very well tonight. So great game overall here, folks. I appreciate all the people here hanging out and having a whole bunch of fun. Yeah, I'm going to be streaming maybe one or two. I'll be streaming at least one game on Sunday. And then what is the Monday night game next week? Let's see. And the Monday night game is going to be Ravens Saints. So that's a good one in New Orleans. So I might do that one as well. But thank you very much, guys, for hanging out. 25 people in here. Again, appreciate all the support. Appreciate you being here. Means the world. A very, very happy Halloween wherever you're at in the world. I'm here. I live in San Francisco. But appreciate all of you for hanging out, being here, chatting. It's been a great time. Hopefully everyone will enjoy the rest of their Halloween. Cleveland Browns 32. Cincinnati Bengals 13. Brissett, heck of a game. Thank you everyone for hanging out. And stay tuned for some. I'm going to be putting out some videos as well. 33. We got to Roger Craig likes. I love it. Game is over. Thank you, folks, for a great time, great fun stream. Really appreciate you. Hope you enjoyed it. Before you leave, one more time, drop a subscription on the channel, like the stream. Really helps me out. And really hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your Halloween. Pleasure being here. Check me out. I'll be going live on Sunday. And this is me. This is me. I got this animated, this loud, this into it. Love football. Take care. Have a lovely Halloween, everybody.